You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
What's up, punters and dribblers? Thursday pod, we're back. Pre-record sesh.
Last one before Christmas, baby.
Last one before Christmas. Fuck, we're all so close.
I told you I'd come back and wish you Merry Christmas, so here it is.
Yeah,
Merry
here it
Christmas
is.
to
Merry
the
Christmas.
punter and dribbler. Merry Christmas to Tom. Merry Christmas to Dior. Christmas to Tobler.
Well, it's our last Christmas with Dave.
It is. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
How many more Christmases will we have with Tobler, I wonder?
Jeez. Fucking probably.
I hope it's not our last one with Tobler.
I hope not
It
either.
better not be our last one with Tom.
That'd be fucking etch.
Oh, Jesus.
But it is
Anyway,
our last one with Dior,
It
so Merry Christmas, Dior.
Merry Christmas to you, Dior.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. And a happy Hanukkah, even though it's
And a
And Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
well,
that's
it's finished already.
That's
so
actually
it
poor
doesn't-
form. That's poor from us.
It's our last Hanukkah with Dior.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You know, like, listen.
You get it? Christmas isn't religious, is it? Not
What-
for me.
No, certainly not for me. No.
So, you know,
It's more about presents and singing piss and
it's about
fucking eating
presents,
food.
dude. The Christmas is about gifts.
That's what I think it's about.
And
being a
getting-
gluttonous fat pig.
Gluttonous pig, getting horizontal. I wasn't a gluttonous pig last night, but I had a lot of sushi for dinner. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable today.
You look uncomfortable. It looks like it's sitting in you.
That's really mean of you to say, but it is true. It is. It's still in there. I tried to clear the pipes a little earlier just to try and get comfy.
Couldn't do it.
Now, we're waffling, as we tend to do. Punters and dribblers back for, I think, maybe the third time, maybe the fourth time. Real friend of the show vibes, this one. As in, like, close personal friend. I feel like if you come back for a second time, you're officially a friend of the show. This man was a friend of the show before the show even started, but now he's, like, back for his third or fourth time, so it's full-blown friend of the show territory.
Yeah, great mate.
Great mate.
Great mate stuff.
Actor, Hollywood hunk, heartthrob,
Hot boy.
hot boy, but a dribbler as well.
Oh, he's a fucking dribbler.
It was a good fun time.
An absolute dribbler. Nudes Soon, Luke Bracey.
It was a
your mic
good
on,
song,
mate?
though.
No, it was a fantastic
But also
song.
niche.
That's what I mean. I was
Yeah.
like, I can't even show this to like my mum or dad or
Yeah.
sister. I'd be like, what the fuck? Who is Scotty Bellotti? How does that make sense?
I have no idea who that is.
No. You don't even know who
Well,
Scotty
I know
Bellotti
he's
is.
a dribbler, but I don't know. But he's
You
like...
miss out on the beauty.
I miss out on the P's and
Tobler?
D's.
Yeah, you miss out on the beauty of the punters and dribblers.
I know.
It's a fucking madhouse.
It's the only reason, literally, that you need Facebook. Or anyone who should have it.
Yeah, and I really do want to be able to see this like weird inner
Dude,
workings.
the other day, this guy whinged about merch prices in there.
your merch prices.
Yeah, he DM'd us like
I think
talking
yours
about
is
it.
pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
Right?
thank you. But we were like having back and forth with him, like again a cordial conversation about like this is why or whatever. I was
Right.
like, don't worry, you don't have to get it. He screenshots our private DMs and whacks it in the punters and dribblers, like trying to talk shit about us, and just got his asshole ripped apart like you would not believe. And you're just like, firstly, like it was like a fucking oath, but just like then it was memes about this guy for the next 3 days.
Amazing.
Or fucking like Scotty Bellotti, who you don't know, is like he is in
He's
the
the
punters
king
and
of
dribblers. He's
content
the
in that
king
way.
of content and punters
So
and dribblers.
in the punters and dribblers, like Facebook does this for you. You get ranking
Can we get an updated ranking?
based on your engagement and
Yeah.
the content you produce and shit.
I've heard
He's
you
like,
talk about it.
He's like Don Bradman in there. Like the numbers
Oh,
he's
it's
putting
daylight
up.
second.
Yeah. Daylight second. Like that
Because
would be the
he's
closest
just-
thing I could compare
His
him to.
memes are just.
You'll meet him at the
elite.
fucking baggy green long lunch.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is probably worth letting people know that we've brought in like a state park cricketer who's like just fielding for a couple of overs while
Well, you know when Ricky Ponting
you don't
got
have a
run
baggy
out in
green,
the Ashes?
so-
Yeah.
When Ricky Ponting got run out in the Ashes by that part-timer who just so happened to be one of the best
Oh,
fielders in
yeah.
the country but wasn't a test player.
Yeah.
That's Luke.
That's Luke. One of the best dribblers in the country, but it's
He's come in while I go to the John. He's going to come in and fucking field a couple of overs. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. Come
and
in.
you'll meet Scotty Bellotti there.
I
I've
look
never
forward
met him.
Never met him?
No.
Yeah, you've met him.
Have I?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Because
Scotty.
I've met him, so you've met him.
Well, head to toe and tat, so he's got a baggy green tattooed on him. Couple of the baggy
Amazing.
green members have baggy greens tattooed on them.
That's fucking great.
Which is insane. But
So how many of us are going to be doing?
23,
something.
24, 20-something.
I heard you talking about it, and it's like doesn't have enough room for us or something.
No.
We'll work it out. We'll get in there. I'll get
Listen.
there early and just go, listen, I'm just going to scooch a couple more chairs.
Get in there early?
Huh?
You reckon you'll get in there early?
Well,
guarantee you
we're
won't
meeting
be.
up early. It's fucking around the corner. I'll get there.
I think
before.
Toddler gets in there early.
What time's kickoff?
Great point. Well, shit. I mean, are we meant to be saying where we're going?
Oh, sorry.
Beep, redact
Beep,
voice.
you just beep out where we're going.
Yeah, beep out where we're going.
I
I forgot.
Even though I think we
forgot
maybe
that- I
mentioned it
I
on
forgot that it's
Monday's
like.
pod.
Did we?
think so.
No, I don't think you. Because I listened to that
No,
one
I
on
don't
the way
think
in,
so.
and it was like, no, you didn't say anything. You're like, this place that we're going to, and da da da.
Oh, okay,
so
good.
sorry, Todd. That's a bit of work for you to go back and.
That's minor compared to some of the shit he's got to do. Where it's like we'll watch like 5 different videos, and was there one we were watching like porn or something, or like sex dolls?
Oh, I remember that.
No, we were. Yeah,
Oh,
weren't
when we
looking
were
at,
like
porn
going through that
stars?
sicko doing the review of sex
Sex
dolls.
dolls.
Yeah.
No, we
yeah.
kept that in.
Mate, I was surprised he didn't take one for a run.
He would have. He just wouldn't have probably filmed it.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, that's sort of where it was headed. That would be his OnlyFans content. It's him fucking dolls.
It's a
Premium.
It's a primo dolls.
Primo dolls, like top of the line. Like,
They've
This
got
was a while ago. You were talking about this.
the
eh?
metal like limbs and shit. We were watching it when Sebo was on, and it was like the announcement that we were like breaking the yips and Hello Sport was converging, wasn't it? When we watched when we looked into all the sex dolls. Yeah. Yeah.
great air.
Well, it was an episode about the merging of 2 fucking factions, but it also had a healthy dose of sex doll
When
chat.
2 become 1.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I think that's the way it should be done, though.
First of all,
Any
cheers, boys.
great-
Good to see you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Really good to see you. Good to be home.
Good to see you, brother.
How's the rosé? Let him know.
Let him know.
It's delicious.
On sale right
This is the
now,
first time I've had a
shop.
chance to
Yep.
sample the fine bit of grape
We had
juice
our
that this
rosé
is.
party, and everyone,
It's
a lot of our
unreal.
friends were like, I expected it to be complete and utter horseshit. And I can, although
respect
like
that.
highly offended, I can see where their minds were at in that they go, it probably looked from an outsider looking in like we just go, yeah, we're going to do this rosé quickly and
Bottle
shake it and
Ribena
fucking
with
bottle
some
Ribena.
vodka in it and just
Yeah.
fucking send it out.
That's
to
not
the
what we
masses.
do here. We don't skimp on quality. It's as
don't.
simple as that.
Shout out to everyone who got the punters and dribblers hats.
Yeah.
Credit to you.
Credit
Well
to
done.
you. They
Also,
flew pumped.
shout out, met a dribbler yesterday at the Newport Arms in the afternoon. His name was Hugh. He was wearing the blue horizontal season shirt. I had a quick yarn to him, and he told me that he'd bought 8 cases of rosé.
That's a shitload of rosé in
So,
anyone's business.
He's keeping the Hugh. You keeping the lights on here, mate?
We were saying that was less rosé than we think we even fucking had at the golf day.
8 cases.
Yeah. Or it
shout-
might have been 8,
Shout out to Hugh, who obviously fucking knows his way around a bottle of rosé. Clearly.
clearly.
Had rave reviews for the shirt as well. Loved it.
Well,
just
it's
fucking-
rain and it goes all day.
He said it was.
breeds
Have you
breathable
got a
and
horizontal
beautiful.
season shirt yet?
Got nothing.
Get you one.
I'll get you one.
I thought I'd come in and do it all here rather than trying to ship it to wherever the hell I
Well,
Well,
we don't actually have anything here. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But we'll
get you some.
we'll get a ship to
Figure
you.
it out.
We ship one up to the beaches, bro.
Yeah.
No stress.
How is it to be back?
Fantastic.
2
Yeah, I
years
haven't been
out
home.
of Conch.
Haven't been home for a while. A couple of years. More than 2 years.
And like obviously there's like just the natural like longing of your home country.
Do you pine for home?
All the time.
But when you fly back in to Australia and the weather's warm and, you know, the cicadas are out and we're playing test cricket, do you sort of just start singing like, out on the patio we sit and the humidity we breathe. We watch the lightning crack over the cane fields and laugh and think this is Australia.
I have
You know
that.
what I mean? Like that?
absolutely. I mean,
Is
I
that
landed
sort of
and then
like?
I landed in the evening a couple of days ago and woke up the next morning and stayed with my folks. They live near the beach. Just got up and went for a little run along the beautiful coastline that we have and went for a swim and went to my sister's place and had a rip and tear with my sisters and my brother-in-law and it was just glory, just absolute
Just
glory,
living.
absolute glory. And I just love it. I mean, this time of the year, my favorite time of the year.
Sun of the beaches, back on the beaches.
Sun on the beaches, back on the beaches. It's just good. I really have
Good
missed
time.
it.
It's just a good time to be in Australia.
Well, it's a good time. Yeah, it's a good time to be Australian in Australia.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like obviously if you're here visiting, that's great and welcome.
Yeah.
But if you're born and raised here,
Yeah.
it means something a little bit more, I think. Like, I fucking love this time of the year so much, and I can't overstate that.
No.
I fucking love it. Such an energy. Everyone's ripping and tearing. Everyone's having a great time. And then after Christmas, it doesn't peter out. It just slows down a pace so you can sort of like you forget what day it is.
Yes.
You don't know what the fuck's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
The
it
risk
doesn't
of
matter.
and I don't want it to come across as Southern Cross-Tat Cronulla riotsy, but I just love being Australian this time. Yeah, I'm just.
I don't
like,
think you're at any risk of saying that, Tom.
fucking oath. I love Australia. You know what I mean?
A mate of mine in London, he's from Wrexham originally, of Welcome to Wrexham fame.
Started watching that.
So he's a good Northern Welsh boy, and his partner is Australian from Sydney. They're having a little girl soon. Congratulations, Jeannie and Tom. And he came over here for the first time really recently. And I just saw him before I came home, and he was waxing lyrical about how much he loved it here. He was like, I get it. And I was saying to him, congratulations, man. Like, you now have this.
Yeah.
You are now.
It's true, you've married in.
You now get this. This is not just a place you visited once and really liked.
No.
You have this every summer if you want.
Hey, if you want it. We're
If
not
you
gonna
want it.
force it on you.
But you have that. Congratulations. And he kind of struck him between the eyes of how lucky he is.
Well, especially when you are
don't-
father an Australian.
You don't force this continent on anyone. That's not how it works.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's on you. We'll have you if you want.
No, but I mean, if you want it, like, Mother Australia will have her way with you.
Yeah, sure. Her bosom will be forced into your mouth.
And you will feast for it.
Yeah, you will.
As we all have.
Yeah. Well, you'll begin searching for it eventually.
Yeah.
Much like a child searching for their mother's breast.
Trying to latch.
Trying to latch. You'll latch on Mother Australia.
but what
Go for a guzzle.
I tell you, what he needs to know is that he'll be looking to latch for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Oh,
So even
yeah.
if he's not here, he'll be looking to latch.
I got lockjaw on Mother Australia's bosom. I tell you.
Oh,
I can't-
right now.
I can't get off it.
This is what I'm entering my lockjaw phase. Where, like, you know, for the next month
Bloody
or
nipple
two, I'm
stuff.
fucking lockjawed.
Oh, lockjawed, mate. Big time. She'll be putting cabbage leaves on her boobs after I'm done with that.
Yeah. What's it called? Fucking mastitis or whatever? Is that it?
Was that a blockage?
Yeah, but I think that's through lack of sucking. So there'll be no mastitis here.
Oh.
no.
Okay.
Mother Australia's never had mastitis in her life.
Right. Well, I wasn't aware that's how it works.
That's all right. You'll get there one day.
No,
bro.
it was a glorious thing. When I flew over and kind of crossing the first glimpse of the continent
You're just seeing it.
of Australia.
Do you come in the morning?
No, I came in the evening, but I was crossing Western Australia, and it was kind of in the day. Just not a cloud, blue, and I just kind of peeked out, and you just saw this encroaching wide brown land. Beautiful turquoise
wide?
water, and it was
Brown.
it really strangely evocative. I don't know. I know I really like it, and it's always a nice thing, but I didn't know. You know, it knocked me
It's
a little bit
just
in a
a-
really beautiful way, and I had a bit of a lump in my throat in the best way.
I get that. And a bulge in the pants.
All
It's
of
the
it.
way it goes. It's the
All
way
of
it goes. At altitude, they say that's what happens.
Yeah, you get emotional.
You get emotional and horny.
Is that right?
I don't know about the horny part. But they do say in planes,
You get
like, for lack of
emotional,
oxygen
yeah.
or some shit, like, like...
Most
you can
people will
get
say they'll
teary.
cry watching movies on planes that they.
That they otherwise
No,
wouldn't.
100%. I like bawled in La La Land. Great ending, but like I was a mess, and I wasn't even scat. I don't think so. I'm all the way there. I couldn't get over it, bro. I was like, this is like the fucking saddest, best ending to a movie I've ever seen. And it's probably not even that good. It was just where I watched it. It fucked me up.
40,000 feet, dude.
Emma Stone, Gosling though, like fucking double throw.
I tried to watch that
Too much
coming
singing?
down off of...
Oh no, not the right time.
No, it was awful. I put it on with and she was like, this is the worst thing to be watching right now. Maybe bleep out name Tobler because she's employed by a real person. But yeah, I couldn't. It's now scarred me. You know, it's like, I threw up having schnapps once. I can't touch it anymore. Like, I can't go near La La Land.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Triggers me.
You never saw it? Good stuff.
It was weird. It was on the.
I liked it anyway.
Well,
Maybe
40,000.
that's
You
the
liked it at
thespian.
40,000
That's the
feet.
thespian in me.
That's true.
The
You should have seen
40,000
him. You
feet.
should have seen him on set the other day.
How was Set Life?
Well,
Listen,
you wouldn't get it.
duck to water.
Duck to water stuff.
Well, listen, I don't know how much you've done on the sets. But,
What time was call?
yeah.
What was crew call?
Call time?
Call
Call
time.
time?
What was crew-
7:30.
Was that crew
AM.
call? And you guys
7:30
would have been in
PM.
a
Oh, no, we had another
You would have been in a
set
little earlier.
We've had two set
We had
lives.
2 set lives.
So
last night.
original first call was 7:20 a.m. pretty early Monday morning after a wedding weekend for me. So that was tough. But the other day we had a set call Is that call? Is it set call?
Crew call.
Crew call?
Call time.
Call time. Thank you. Call time at 7:30 p.m. Knocked off at 12:30 a.m. So
Night shoot.
Night shoot. Night shoot.
I don't know
Lucky you
if
didn't
you've
go
heard
all
of
the
it.
way through. That's good work getting it knocked over by 12:30.
Well, fucking professional.
Well, I don't know. Have you heard the saying
done?
one take, guys?
Yeah, one and done.
Yeah.
As in, like, that's what we live by. That's our mantra.
Yeah. So we
I had 2 lines.
No, 2 words. Sorry, 2 lines.
No.
6 words.
2 words. Yeah, 2 lines, 6 words.
And mine was pretty similar. We tried to keep taking
Wait. These pretzels are making me thirsty. 6 words.
Yeah. Shout out to Kramer and Seinfeld.
We
Was it good?
It was phenomenal. I mean, it's hard to be. You got to be pretty bad to fucking fuck that up. I think. That being said, we could fuck it up.
Listen, we fucking bought it. We brought it.
Yeah, we did. We brought it.
We brought it. So I think what you'll find, Luke, on set sometimes is that you've got to bring your own sort of fucking flavour and energy to what you're doing.
Right.
Because, you know, you might be told to go in one direction, but then,
Sure.
like, if you've got, like, inner genius, like Tom and I, you sort of
Creative.
see what is possible in a different direction and you seize the day.
So, like, you could
Carpe
be.
diem.
Yeah.
Your entire script could essentially be boiled down to like 2 right, but you
But
decide
if you've got inner thespian that sort of like is like trying to get out, maybe you turn that 2 right into, you know
Anything.
what? Couldn't agree more. You know, like something like that.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
You feel it.
Yeah.
It you know, there is like a kind of you get into a flow state of it, and suddenly when you hear cut and you're just going, oh, what happened? You know, it's a real blackout kind of.
Yeah, oh my God.
The white noise, it all evaporates, and you are just completely locked in.
Well, I didn't hear cut till I was in bed.
No, that's
Yeah.
it. And you go, what happened? You go, fuck, the director's crying, so's the DP and the AP and the
I wake up in the morning,
PCP
like I
and-
shot out of bed and I was like, and then I heard cut.
Yeah. Method.
yeah,
huge.
dude. Yeah, very method. Playing yourself.
Daniel Day Simpson.
2 lines.
Yeah, 2 lines. Playing yourself. Very method. Punters and Dribblers, we are brought to you as always by our good friends at Ned's, the #1 betting platform on the face of God's green earth. Now, if you followed me on Ned's profiles, which you should be, about 1,700 followers I think at the moment, you would know that I got on a horse by the name of My Boy Birmingham on the weekend at $39. And she saluted. Now, it's obviously a boy, probably it's called My Boy Birmingham, so he saluted.
You would imagine it's a boy. Can't be sure though, can you?
No, you can't.
Probably likely a gelding over a stallion, but again, can't be sure.
Can't be sure. But if you're following me on profiles, you would have seen that the man was, look, I didn't come up with it. It got alerted to me, but at 39s, that's my longest donkey ever.
Not a bad bet to have in the profiles.
Yeah.
A $39 salute.
Yeah.
Makes you look like a bit of a big dick.
Yeah. When you're not.
When you're not. Exactly right. I'm a little bit jealous, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
About the ability to pretend like my penis is bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Very few opportunities present itself for me to do that, Tom.
$39 a do with your name on it.
My Boy Birmingham would have been one of those things. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that I was getting the house ready for a do, I would have been on profile, seen you do it, and then I would have put my own on. If I was in the About Even group, let's say, passcode dribbler, if I'd seen you put that bet on, I would have followed you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was busy preparing for a good friend's engagement,
Yep.
drinks. But if you don't have that excuse, and most of you won't, then you have no excuses if you weren't following Tom along on the Ned's profiles. If you did, you'd have $39 reduced times whatever you put on it in your fucking back pocket. Thank you very much to Ned's. And if you do not follow us yet, you're an idiot. Make smarter decisions. And if you're not in the group, again, see above.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
What's the most outrageous thing you've asked for on set?
Question.
Like if you're like, I'm talking Diva Luke, maybe under duress of your
A
own.
little frustrated, but also maybe a movie
Oh,
where you
yeah.
feel like you can flex your fucking...
Yeah,
a
look,
little bit.
I always try and obviously not do that.
Yeah, so
And
you don't give off those vibes.
There is a certain, you have to ask for a couple of things, like sometimes, because it's just physically impossible for me to be in more than one place at a time. So
Like
it
what?
can be like, at breakfast, I would like to have this type of smoothie. That would be great if you could have that for breakfast for me so I can get to
Sounded
work.
like a diva already, but anyway.
And, you know, have that, or like, I would like some, what do you want for breakfast? So can I please have some eggs? But I can't really go and get it.
Why can't you go and get it?
Because I'm in makeup or
Oh,
I'm rehearsing,
okay,
like I
right,
can't,
sorry,
you know,
yeah,
it's stuff like, it's you know.
I thought
do,
on like set everyone sort of eats together like you're in a boarding school.
yeah, at lunchtime for sure, but like at breakfast, you have to be in makeup
If you're
or
in
in
makeup,
costume or something
No,
like
well,
that.
makeup, of course.
Well, okay, let me ask you differently. What's the worst, like the most diva-ish thing you've heard of asked for?
I don't know.
Don't you send people off, or haven't you sent people off to get you like just cigs before?
So I have like, on films I sometimes get an assistant that's like in your contract, and this person's job is to be your assistant. And I feel really bad because I don't have much for them to do. And basically they're like, hey, I'm here for you. Like, whatever you need. And I'm like, okay. So basically all I'm going to need is like a black coffee in the morning. Like if I get there, I would love a black coffee and a pack of cigarettes would be great. And
That's about it.
That's you for the
kind
day.
of about it. And thank you so much. And then they're really good at asking me, you know, what lunch is and making sure that comes in. But I feel really bad because I really don't have much for them to do, except then maybe on like a Friday afternoon, I'll be like, hey, can you sneak off and grab us kind of 6-pack of beer or something for wrap so I can have a beer at wrap or something like that.
Do you almost, because it's kind of double-edged sword, I get it where it's like, I'm not giving you enough work to do. But then
Yeah,
I'm also
exactly.
Like, but I'm also like, that's kind of what you do. Who wants to be doing work? Unless
Yeah.
you're like wigging out. But then also I'm like, hey, can you get me some darts? It's like, then I almost feel like I'm being bad making you do that.
I feel, yeah, it's the first time I was really, didn't want to ask for any, I don't know, I just felt strange asking someone. But then that's the thing. It's like, that is their job. That's what they're getting paid for. That's their time. And then I'd feel bad because they're sitting around kind of twiddling their thumbs with not much to do. So I kind of always say, like, bring a book. You know, if you got some other stuff to do, like
Crossword.
I
Yeah,
would
do
love to
something.
be your assistant and go and get darts.
Dude,
I'd like
it's a pretty easy
meander
job
up there,
being my
dude.
assistant.
Like,
And I'd meander back.
if there was a, like, back when Entourage was the fucking shit, I was like, being Bracey's turtle would be a fucking crazy
You've got turtle written all over you.
Mate, you just said you wanted to be turtle. Of course it'd be fucking turtle. Well, now I
no,
wouldn't
I
want to
mean
be
you
turtle.
look like turtle.
Well, that's not fair. Do it like late seasons Entourage turtle when he lost heaps of weight and he was fucking a tequila billionaire.
I'm okay. You're like season 5 at the moment.
So I'm losing
You're
weight.
losing weight.
He
But
still has slip-ups, you know, after a big
losing.
night.
But you are losing weight.
The last couple of days, I don't know.
But you have lost weight this year.
Listen, I don't think it
Yeah,
needs
how
to
are you
come.
going with Six Pack City?
I've lost 7 kilos,
Fantastic.
but I'd lost 15 and put it all back on. So,
Wait. You lost 15, put
I
all
lost
that
15.
back on, and now you've lost 7.
yeah.
You went from
You're still
I
losing.
went from 105
Still net
105,
negative.
105 to 89.
To 89.
Yeah, that was huge.
That was big. There was a lot of, you know, lean food intake days where it was like,
We're not going to celebrate this.
well, oh, he's fucking, is he on heroin or is he just hasn't eaten for a while? And then put all that back on, which shows fucking some sort of commitment, right?
Absolutely.
Then I've lost 7.
The reality is, like, I mean, there's no point in having a full-blown six-pack all the time, I don't think. I think
Or
it's,
ever.
It's
you
just...
know? Or ever.
I mean, it can be if you want to do it as a challenge and get there, it'd be like, great. But in terms of, like, maintaining it, like...
No, well, that's what we've said that before. We
Life's
go,
too much fun.
if you get around with a 6-pack 24/7 and you're not in the fitness industry, then you're just a fucking freak.
It's
No disrespect to
I
those
mean,
of you that are
there's
listening.
certain people genetically and stuff like that, but yeah, like
Unless you're a professional athlete
yeah,
Or paid for it.
or paid for it.
yeah,
Otherwise-
exactly.
I'm talking cut to shit. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
like
Crack
you can
an
be
egg on-
great, Nick, but
Yeah.
like there is like that's a level, that's the next level.
Yeah.
But for those listening about how we said we're on track for Six Pack City this year, there were track upgrades.
Think about it like
there were
this.
track upgrades that
Ground
were.
replacement.
Think about it
Absolutely.
this way, dude. Like, when's a fucking job ever been built on time? When's a council worker ever finished a job on time? These things fucking blow out. Budgets blow out.
The light rail,
Light
fucking
rail,
5 years over
supply
budget.
chains, fucking COVID,
All of it.
wars, everything. Like, it's tough, you know.
Supply chain, big issue.
Huge issue.
So I mean, we're still on
We're on track.
to get to Six Pack City.
on the track.
We're just not there.
We're on the track.
on the track.
I'm probably losing weight sitting here sweating in this fucking
We've actually
heat.
pulled into
Horizontal
suck on the
season
bosom
place.
of Mother
Yeah,
Australia
Mother
for a little
Australia.
while, and we'll be back with regular programming around February.
Yes.
I think if you're choosing this time of year to go out and maintain a six pack, you just.
Well, it's funny.
I mean, you're fighting a losing battle.
It's funny you should say that.
Or
right?
something, or I hope everything's okay.
But how nice was it when you were just when like that studio was like, here's this gentleman, and he's going to tell you exactly what to eat, and then he's going to train you. I remember being over in Tahiti.
Yeah.
And I was watching it. I'm obviously just sitting there basically like pruning up in a fucking hot tub while you're like eating pineapple and shit. But I'm like, I'd love that.
I loved it.
Prepared. Tell me exactly what to eat and then work my ass.
Yeah. The job, because I met him the job before when I was doing Best of Me. I came down and we were getting ready for it, and the studio was like, hey, we're going to bring this guy down, get you fit if you want. You know, you're going to have to take your shirt off kind of in 5 weeks or so. So we're going to bring this guy down and, and he'll train you. I'm like, great. Thank you so much. Please, I really want to do this.
Better than doing it yourself.
I really, really want to do this. And we were filming in New Orleans, and I got there the Thursday before Mardi Gras, and that is just huge. Like some of the biggest partying I've done, and talking about feeling rough. I couldn't get out of bed on Mardi Gras. It was just that big a weekend. It was physically draining. Then I met this guy a couple of days later, and he said that he goes, look, I'm going to make all your food, and all you got to do is only eat what I give you and train with me, and you'll be right. And that's all you got to do. And I was like, okay, can I have a drink? He goes, nah, no alcohol, nothing. Just black coffee or black tea and water. That's all you can drink. No milk, no fizzy drinks, no sugar, no fruit juices, nothing like that. So that's the only thing that you can drink. And then I'm going to give you all the food, and you eat at the times I tell you to eat. And then at the evening, we won't even have to work out that hard.
I need that, dude.
I was like, okay, fantastic. So I really, the exercise was not, we were maybe like 45 minutes in the gym of an evening.
I wonder what it would cost. And obviously, I'm not saying that we don't come from the fucking, the school of infinite money here, Edward, but what it would cost us to put that person in our life.
Well, so a couple of things before we get to that. We did a 12-week block sort of like fitness fucking...
This isn't... No, that's a good point.
No, I'm going to tell it because it's relevant.
Yeah.
We did a 12-week block fitness fucking revitalise your life program with Josh Ellis Flint, Jeff Athletic, best in the business. The idea was that you would buy in, you'd follow his program, and he'd map your progress, right? We're doing push-ups, pull-ups, 2 kilometre time trial, fucking planks and shit, whatever. And the idea was that, again, you buy in.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to fucking reach a goal, and then we see how you've gone along the way. Tom got worse in every single thing.
No, I got worse in the time trial by a significant amount.
He might have
slower.
He might have done one more push up.
No, I got better in the push-ups, pull-ups, chin-ups, fucking planks and
anyway,
shit.
at the end of it, like
But
this is too, like he goes worse in every metric.
More muscle mass.
Probably.
Josh, we're sitting there 2 weeks later, and he goes, dude, like, I'm that keen to like lose weight, man. Like, I'm just gonna like lock myself down for like a couple of months and like just really apply myself and like fucking work out hard and like just try and reach some goals. And Josh is like, so you mean like what we've been trying to do for the last 3 months? He's like,
it was only around. It was only around.
Just didn't do it. And then after it was over, it was like,
I can't
dude,
wait to
I want to like
that.
do like a 3-month fucking course or something, bro.
Now let me like fucking
exactly
wash away
what
something.
happened.
It was about the squatting element. So we were trying to.
He squatted with me, Ella, and himself.
That's what I'm saying. No, but the squatting was because you were trying to squat like your max. It was like and for like as many as you could do. And I was
squatting
like,
or squatting?
Squatting your max. But I was like, it sort of immediately set the bar at trying to squat as much as you can. Whereas like I almost wanted to be able to, and like every time he'd put a video of me and Eddie squatting, the dribblers would be like, mate, you got fucking like 10 squats at the end, and everyone, like the consensus was that's not one squat was made in that whole thing.
Who won?
In the squatting.
Who won? Who won the 12-week challenge?
No, we're talking squatting.
No.
We're talking squatting. Like,
but who
don't
won?
misdirect.
No.
Don't misdirect.
Tell me who won.
Don't misdirect.
Tell me who won.
Do not misdirect.
Who won the 12-week challenge?
So, all I'm saying is, with something like squatting,
I did.
I was like, I want to get low. I want to like start on low weight and get low. I want to work out how like my asshole could pick up a credit card.
Us in the grass.
So that was what I was referring to there. Now, did it sound dumb in the moment? Yes. Was I embarrassed when I was pointed out that that's basically what
You said, I want to lose weight and like
No,
make a change.
It was
in like a block
I
format.
didn't,
Yes,
cunt.
you did.
Fuck off.
Yes, you
You're
did.
full of shit.
No, I'm not, mate.
No, you are.
It was the most outrageous thing I'd ever heard. I'm like, that was insulting to Josh that you just said that.
Over this 12 weeks,
Yep.
did you manage to? Is this when you lost 7 kilos?
No, I did that after.
No, they put on weight.
Right.
No, I didn't put on weight, but I didn't lose any. But this last 7 weeks, after that, I was like, sorry, Josh. Because it made him, didn't make him look bad, but I was like, I was fucking not trying at all, really.
Well, that's probably what did it.
That's what happens, right?
But the whole thing is, look, weight, all these things, they're not what you do it for. You do it to feel better.
Well, that's
do it so that your
there's some
life
bullshit
is
wrapped up in
better.
there. That's true, Luke. But also, we're doing it purely for looks, which is Six Pack City. What I wanted to ask,
Oh, that's a content thing.
Yeah.
yes, is it better to have loved and lost than never have loved at all,
It's better
as it
to have-
pertains to six packs?
It's better to have loved and lost than to have.
Because
never
I
loved.
wonder what it's like. Because when you were best of me, Bracey was cut to shit.
Is that the most cut you were?
That's the most cut I've been. Yeah. Okay.
When you then, much like Tom Hanks sees Wilson floating away on the horizon, when you see your six pack like slowly disappearing, you're like, "Fuck," or you're like, "Whatever."
Or do you
No,
even
because there's
notice?
this like.
Or do you just
real-
wake up one day?
There's like this real glory period a couple of weeks that lasts for a couple of weeks after. Or at least it did for me. And when you do something as intense as I did for Best of Me, and you get supremely like
Cut to shit.
cut to
That's
shit.
how we. That's the term. we're using.
Very, very small percentage of body fat. There's this, and then you have that first meal after it, and I had a huge dinner with the girl I was working with who had been on the same kind of thing, and we went to this really nice dinner and just gorged, like, ate everything on the menu basically, and bottles of wine. It was
That's
great.
the one.
It was so great. And then the next couple of weeks afterwards, it still hangs around. You don't have to do anything, and it's still like, you beauty. And actually, like,
this is me now.
fills up a bit, and then after that, you're like, oh, okay, now.
It's here.
But it's amazing how quickly it goes compared to how long it takes to get.
See, it's fucking bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah. But also, like, I don't know, it's just I like to sit in a happy place these days where I can go if I need to. So I try and just be healthy, really, and not. It just makes me. It also makes me feel good.
If you were to
like-
get a job where it's like, we need you to have a six pack in 6 weeks, you can do it. Whereas to me, it'd be like, well, not that I'm looking.
we
to
don't
get
have
into
6 years.
But that's what I mean, right? Like
Yeah.
you couldn't. There's probably not enough of a runway for me.
Yeah, I'd probably
Also,
say
do you
that
need
like
some more rosé?
the most. Yeah, we'll have some more rosé. Thank you, David. Yeah, if I needed to go bananas, it would probably the least amount of time I'd like would be 3 weeks.
Jesus
That would be the least amount of time I like, but I'd have to go crazy. It'd be real serious. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah. Or if you
he loves the idea of that.
If you
You'd
don't
be-
mind things never being done or done incorrectly, then
He'd
Dave's
tell you
your
he's
man.
got
Turtle about him.
He'd love being my
Turns out he's got
assistant because he wouldn't have
turtle
to do
about him.
anything.
Oh,
fucking-
big turtle vibes. Yeah, smoking bongs and
Exactly
fucking.
right.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, you want to be picked up?
No, he'd love being my assistant because he wouldn't have to fucking do
Dave,
anything.
could I actually have
I
a
can buy
rosé,
ciggies
please?
with the best of it.
Could I have a rosé? I know I got a bit.
You can buy ciggies with the best.
Yeah, he can, and he'll get you weed. Could you get, because you and I were having this chat the other day about the writers' strike. Not like, I know it's a bit sort of like
And
dense,
actors. We
an
strike
actors'
as well.
strike, same shit. Sorry, the Hollywood strike, but just around the like. And also, I don't know if you don't talk about this shit or if it's like, I don't know what the
Let's
go is.
see
We
what
can
it
always
is.
fuck it off. But like what the studios were trying to fuck the actors with in terms of like AI and shit.
Yeah, it was pretty grim.
Like, did you?
You try to explain it to me,
Which
but
was
I
never
think
gonna
you're
be-
probably going to be better at it.
Yeah, look, now I wasn't obviously in the room for the negotiations or anything
and you don't
like
want to
that,
upset
and, like,
anyone.
yeah.
You don't want to upset big fucking studio, right?
I wasn't. I don't know the full nitty gritty. I never saw their proposals or anything like that. But what I was told was that they wanted to do some stuff with the AI where basically they would own our image and likeness, and I think the language was like in perpetuity throughout the known universe. And
throughout the known
yeah,
universe.
Yeah, so like that's legal stuff. Like
That's Marvel, dude.
They're
That's,
covering their bum. Who knows what?
But like,
that's Scientology, dude.
No, but also- no, but
50
think
bajillion
about it
years.
like
define
this.
known.
Exactly. They're covering their bum.
So
So
define no.
Everything that you could possibly perceive to be there and real.
but
And
think about
possible.
it like this. If we go to Mars, they're covered legally
Yeah.
for people watching things on Mars. You know
So
what I mean? So
it's-
I get it. It's just lawyers doing lawyer things and being good at being lawyers.
The known universe.
It's a scary.
Is
It's
so
a scary term.
aggressive, dude.
It's just the scary term. of it.
respect it.
We
Yeah.
should start adding that into anything we do.
Yeah, in perpetuity throughout.
I
the
want
known
to start
universe.
buying like trademarks in the known
In the
universe.
known universe.
You know what
No,
I
no,
mean?
Yeah.
in perpetuity throughout the known universe.
Throughout. That's Star Wars shit.
It's great.
That is 100%
Yeah,
Star Wars shit.
stuff they wanted to do.
But
was,
so basically what they could do is, just so I could like, for clarification for the punter and the dribbler, is that once you sign on the dotted line, they would be able to like render your face using AI and use you in movies like they've done with Star Wars, for example, where they've like reprised dead characters
Carrie Fisher,
and
RIP.
use that wherever they see fit in perpetuity in the known universe.
throughout the known universe. They wanted to do that. I think the whole thing was they wanted to maybe pay us once for that scan. So who knows what that number would be. But then they were like, now we can do maybe, because there was a whole thing that was coming out, they were calling it like the zombie clause or something, which was maybe they had to ask permission when you were alive. But once we died, they then owned it fully and would not have to ask. They wanted to like not have to ask our estates or the union to be able to use our image and likeness once we died. Like they were kind of
They owned your memories. The memory of
the
you.
image of us
The
and they
image
could
of you for
put
the
us
rest
in
of your-
whatever we wanted, and they didn't have to ask our estates, like our families or the union, for what they wanted to do. Obviously, that I don't think that they.
didn't get through,
That didn't
right?
get through. I don't think we agreed to that.
But
hopefully,
like,
but that's just a bit. I don't know. Like it.
But would there be actors out there that were so desperate for work that they would agree to something like that? Is that a
I
possibility?
think so. That's why we have a union. You know what I mean? Like
So
that's
they
the whole.
just
That's the whole
cut-
Is
point
the
of.
nanny the head of your union?
She was the head of it. Fran Drescher. Yeah, she did.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, she got it done. So thanks, Fran.
Fucking oath. Upper.
And like a tough job, really tough job, because you can imagine how many people are, we get this done and who, so I don't envy her, and she's doing a somewhat thankless job in that way. It's really difficult, but yeah, what was it?
So that was the question from you was like, what was happening with the actors?
so in
and then
terms- in terms of
and the
someone-
writers as well.
And someone taking the job. So that's what the union was good for, because if we didn't have one and you didn't want to agree to that, they'll just go, well, we'll find someone that does. And so that's kind of the whole point of having a union, having industrial kind of conversations and negotiations and stuff like that. I think that's the difference between us and the musicians. The musicians don't have a union, and that's like when Spotify came around and like the streaming of it. And
Spotify spitting in the arsehole of every
well, they just like
muso on
the
planet.
disruption of it, right? Where people used to have to buy CDs and stuff, but even before that, musicians got a bit of a raw end of a deal with all the record companies and stuff like that, and they took a big cut of what they do.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but that's where I think we're lucky as actors and the writers, where we kind of got together, 100 years ago and made a union, whereas the musicians didn't make the union. So it's harder for them to have a strong foot to stand on in terms of negotiating when they get a deal or stuff like that. Taylor Swift, genius, right? So what she's had to do, and this
is
takes,
that with like her re-recording? Her
she's
songs, is she?
re-recording all her songs,
Yeah.
so that she owns the masters of it, because they wouldn't give her the masters. So she's also doing a great thing.
I was
where she's
confused by how that works, because if you've recorded, aren't you, if her song fucking whatever it is, Bad Blood, for example, she records that, she releases it.
it's not her. She didn't own it.
No, but she then records the exact same fucking song.
She got all the same musicians and
but then
technicians
how?
and stuff.
But how is that not? How is there not copyright?
They must
built
own the
into-
recording as opposed
Exactly, it's
to
the
The
master of it.
copyright.
the copyright, because it is technically. She
Exactly.
must own the
So
IP.
now she's going to do that with all her.
She must own the
albums
IP,
and
not the
songs.
recording.
And so then she's going to own all those masters.
And she just didn't own them when she was young, coming up, because that was a record company
I'm not
deal.
sure the
Well,
in
the
and out, yeah,
Beatles don't
whatever.
even
Can
own
you
their
try
own
and find some
songs.
shit on that?
Yeah.
No, well, Michael Jackson fucking owned a bunch of the Beatles songs.
But like
Yeah.
they've gone through the hands over the time, but I still don't think Paul's got them back.
Did you hear the new Beatles song?
No, I haven't heard it.
So, dude, it's good. It's not fucking the greatest song ever produced.
We love the Beatles. you
But,
and I.
dude, did you watch the Disney doco?
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
Fuck, dude, that was
amazing.
I hope you were stoned for a lot of that. That was you're seeing him uncut.
was unbelievable.
You're watching archaeologists uncovered dinosaur bones. You're hearing these songs just emerge into existence.
We just started jamming Get Back.
Dude, it was fucking insane.
We've spent some time listening to the Beatles, Tom and I, and
Andrew
that's
Matheson,
a favourite
who
of ours.
you
Matho we
are
love.
friends
Shout
with,
out
he
Matho.
got me into the Beatles. He's like one of the biggest Beatles dick riders of all time.
But so their new song, I'm trying to remember, because there's like another 13-minute documentary on it, which we did. I know I didn't mention this on like a podcast recently, but like they found an old demo from John Lennon that was recorded back in fucking like the 80s or some shit. Yeah. Some bitch back in the 80s.
Some bitch.
And it was obviously like, it's a demo, so it's mixed in with all these different like the guitar and whatever else. Then there was a couple of demos that they found. Then in 1993, they re-recorded,
George, Ringo.
George and, not John, Paul fucking.
Ringo and George.
You know what I'm saying? They recorded a couple of those songs, but then this one song was too fucked up from like all the other things that were mixed in. They couldn't isolate his fucking voice, but they got George's guitar part. Then George dies. Then Mr. Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson, when making that doco, created this technology for the documentary where you can put in this old shit and isolate it. And so they've just put his fucking thing there and they've just removed everything else and you just hear his voice clear.
Wow.
They already have George's guitar part from fucking 93. So now they're using his posthumous guitar part. And then fucking Paul and Ringo can record their thing. And then they put their own spin on like finishing the song. And then that's the song.
It's incredible.
And when I first heard the song without that context, I was like, meh, it's all right. It's fine. There's some cool bits in it. Then I watched the doc and I listened to it back. And I was like, oh my God, dude, this is badass.
I'm going to have to listen to it.
So just
and it's legit the last one ever.
back on Tay-Tay, when she was 15 and she signed her first record deal, which gave the label rights to her first 6 albums in exchange for a cash advance.
Fuck, what was the cash advance? Or advance?
Find it. But apparently it's like a common thing that
Well, it's like probably like writing a book.
Because guess what? You don't have a leg to stand on when you're just starting.
No.
They've got all the power. Oh, you want to make albums?
Yeah, do you want to
This
have
is the deal.
Is this your dream?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, this is our dream to own everything you ever do.
Yeah.
We don't have a podcasters union, do we?
There's the MEAA, which is like the media, whatever it is, which kind of covers media.
We own
in
everything we
Australia.
do, though.
Doesn't mean I don't want a union.
You just want to unionise?
Media, Entertainment and Arts Alliance.
Minimum fucking, minimum
CPMs.
What's CPM?
CPM's like cost per thousand.
which
That's
is
like what you pay
It's
for.
like the metric in which we sell advertising.
Yeah.
Right.
Also,
Don't-
what
cost
makes you
1,000
think that the
downloads.
union won't be coming for you two?
Huh?
What makes you think the union won't be coming
Why
for
would they
you
be
two?
coming
Why
for
would they
us?
come
Well,
for
because
us?
you're the bosses. They're going to be representing people like Tobler and I.
Well, we'll just fire you before that happens.
That's why we got the union.
Yeah, that's
This
much
union's starting to
easier.
sound
You're
like a bad
gone,
idea.
bruh, so you're fine. Tobler, we'll blackmail him. We'll find a way.
I was on Dinosaur Bones. I was just saying something the other day. It was like when they signed the Declaration of Independence, they didn't know dinosaurs existed.
Check
Really?
that, David.
I know, I've heard this before, yeah.
Like, isn't it's just like it's like semi-recent that we even
Discovered
knew what
dinosaurs.
the fuck was up with that
Which
shit.
is why, and I know that I get fucking called a conspiracy nut, but that is why
You got a little bit of nut in you.
I've got a bit of nut in me.
That's all.
And
Just a little bit.
I got a little bit of nut in me. Who doesn't? But that's why I am
Couple of nuts.
so hard on the like fucking there is a lost part of our history that we don't understand. No one knows how the fucking pyramids do it. I was watching this thing the other day, right? So
Do they not?
no, dude. Okay,
We've got an idea.
No, the conventional. Hold on,
their
give me a second.
conventional idea is based on some scriptures they found from like Plato or something.
Their
Or like
idea of
some
how the
Greek
pyramids are
philosopher.
built, right? The heaviest, I think, stone in the pyramid's like 70 tons, something crazy. It could be. I'm pretty sure it's 70 tons.
It's big.
Humongous, perfectly carved from a quarry, fucking 300 or 400 miles away. So what they're saying is that either slaves dragged them, didn't fuck them up along the way either,
Floated them.
or they floated them, and there is zero evidence of a single boat that would have been able to hold a fucking stone of that magnitude. They have, like, there are currently...
I thought they were all quarried like that's where the pyramids are where they are. 'cause it's
No,
quarried from there.
dude. No, they're fucking quarried from ages away.
Look up where the quarries were.
Ages away.
See, I think
we've
I
been
understand
over
what you
this.
mean when it comes to consider like, I'm like, but you also got to understand we're a pretty fucking amazing species, right? we're an amazing species. So the idea that like, oh, how, because we can't comprehend it now, I just do think you're not giving us enough credit as a species to figure this out.
No,
right?
what I'm saying is that what I think you aren't giving enough credit to a species of going that maybe, just maybe,
So what
that we've lost some memory of what we actually did to move these motherfucking things. Because they are humongous. There's one that they found that they think might have been 1,000 tons or 700 tons. A single block carved of like a fucking statue, a single fucking block that was dragged like 300 miles and then stood up after being carved like...
How big?
I think it was like 700 tons. Bright Insight on YouTube.
What's like... But look up like... Try and look up
The thing is
ships
just-
that could carry something that size.
So again, I'm going off like... We are all going off what we like are told when we research it, right? No one knows outside of what... Like, I'm not a fucking archaeologist and neither are you, right? But you know, you glean your understanding from what you are told when you research it. But I find it a harder stretch. Like, I'd much prefer... It's almost like in terms of when people ask you, like, whether you're religious or not, and you'd like, well, do I believe in the story I'm told about God, or would I choose to be like, I don't actually know, because the story I'm being told doesn't answer enough questions for me.
Right.
So I'm like, as you look at the pyramids that are these absolute wonders of fucking... And the precision, and you think about how primitive we fucking were back then, just how comparative to now, and what we could do, like, it's insane to me to think that, like...
But I don't think we're more primitive back then. I think we're exactly the same animal.
No. In terms of our technical capabilities.
Yeah, but we still had the same brains that could still figure this stuff out.
Right,
Like,
but we're not doing what we're doing now. Like, we couldn't... There's what machine... There was no electricity, there was no machine. Like,
no, absolutely. But
so
humans are capable enough of figuring it out.
Right, but they're just telling us that slaves dragged them up there.
No, supposedly not slaves.
Okay, they're not slaves. It's fucking human, like, let's pull some fucking ropes. Like, that's...
Like builders.
Okay, dude, if that's what they were called, let's call them builders. I bet they weren't wearing hard hats. I bet there was no white card on site.
But if they're getting paid,
who
they're
was
not
the
slaves.
foreman? Okay, they were getting paid. How long did it take to build them, apparently?
20 years. Or 40 years. 20 or 40 years.
Sweet.
But so the side of the pyramids is around about 10K at its closest point to the Nile.
That's the river, not where
Yes,
they quarried
that's
from.
the river.
Yeah, but
so
they
if they were going to float them, they'd have to get them to 10 k's from the river.
Yeah. And the largest ship in antiquity, according to this website, was the Syracusia, which was around 240 BC Egyptians and could carry 1,800 tons.
That's a lot of tons.
Okay, but what you're saying is you've got to get... And is that an Egyptian
1,800
ship?
tons, because most
Hold
of the... Like 95% of the stones are 2 tons. 95%.
Okay, well, so what about...
So, like, there's a lot of misleading
No, but
facts.
what about the 70 tons? And again, like...
1,800,
Yeah,
baby.
hold on.
They're floating that shit.
Okay, hold on. Now, the boat can withstand that much weight. Now you've got to get that cunt off the fucking side of the thing, onto the boat, perfectly to weight it there, and then back up and off.
Levers, baby. Levers.
I'm not saying...
Why don't you believe in the power of the ancient lever?
I'm just saying it's very... Like, that is a way that it could have happened potentially, but I'm like...
So what are you trying to say?
You think they had tame dinosaurs picking
I'm
them up
saying
for them, or that the aliens
they had
came down?
T-Rexes on site who are picking them up in their jaws.
but what we do...
What I'm saying is the explanation
know,
isn't good enough.
What we did
for you.
What we do know is that they were built. We know that.
We know that.
We know they were
I
built.
love Sebo giggling over here. Can't tell if it's about us or the video he's watching. Yeah.
No, we know for a fact they were built, for example, right? So that happened.
Well, because they're there.
So they're there. So it means it happened. And maybe we don't know specifically how they did it, but we know it's possible and that we know they did it, right? And then like there are the only remaining like evidence that they have of the ancient massive ramp was it in some Greek scholar fucking talked about a ramp 2 kilometers long. And everyone goes, the ramp would still be there if that was maybe they just fucking shoveled the cunt out.
100%. But all I'm saying is, but you're a logical man, right? You're a logical man with logical principles, but who doesn't mind the wandering eye of the galactic sort of,
Well, the galactic is the great unknown.
But that's what I mean, right? You're prepared to allow your mind to wander.
You don't
much
need to,
like
you don't
your
need to,
eyes
you
at
don't,
the age
you don't
of
need
7.
to let it wander, mate. It's just it is what it is, bro.
But
Closest
what I'm
galaxy
saying
is
is-
2 million fucking light years away. That's a fact.
But what I'm saying is, do you hear the explanation of the pyramids and go, yeah? Or do you go, there does seem to be a couple
But
of holes here?
I haven't been sat down by an archaeologist and or someone who's
Neither have I.
or who's au fait with the movement of heavy objects. Like that fucking clip you saw of that guy moving stones using like pulleys and fucking like wheels and
in
shit.
2024.
But no,
Yeah,
but,
but he's the same. It's the same.
it's the same brain.
Yeah, dude, but he's moving fucking blocks that are way smaller, and he's
Well, how
probably...
do you think they did it? Like, are you
That's not the
implying? Are you
point,
implying?
dude. The
Are you
point-
implying like cranes?
No. The point
That
is...
and that was
hold on,
lost?
listen. The burden of proof is not upon me. I bear no burden. I sit here burdenless, dude. What I'm saying is that I don't know that the current explanation does enough for me that to just allay all... there's not enough where I'm like, okay,
but my
there's
problem-
a lot that needs to go into... Even if they're 2 tons. See how big that... How tall is the fucking... You've got to get
It was the tallest object on Earth until they built the Eiffel Tower.
Right. Quite tall, sir, we'll say, right? And the mathematical precision is to within like a fucking pubic hair.
Are you just not sure because they didn't have calculators or like modern technology back then? Because as I'm trying to say is a human born 250,000 years ago, if it was transported, it was born, transported here right now.
That's the great question.
No,
It
we
would
don't
grow.
know.
It would
I don't
grow
know.
up. It would be.
that's the
It
great
would be
question because
exactly
they
the
don't know.
same.
That's the great question because they don't know how much genetic information in terms of knowledge and shit is passed down through your genome.
So the fact that like my cat knows how to hunt just because it's a cat.
No, as in like there's
Okay,
a,
let me
there's-
say this: 50,000 years ago.
Right, but do you know that the fucking... But and just this speaks to...
we are genetically the same as 200,000 years
But
ago.
this speaks,
you are
but
right.
hold on. No, you are. But this speaks to the general vibe of what I am saying here is that like there was a point where they were like modern humans were fucking 20,000. And it was like, oh, actually we found something that pushes it out by another 20,000. Now we might be thinking about 250,000. There's so many. There's just these dates of everything just as the great Randall Carlson says. I think that's his name. Shit just keeps getting older. And so for me, I'm just a little bit like, I understand that the conventional wisdom of the fucking early 20th century was this.
You're saying our history isn't mapped
correctly.
appropriately. Yes.
And I'm not saying they've obviously built this fucking thing,
Yeah,
Luke. Right?
yeah.
They've obviously done it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's
You just
fucking
think they might have
Xenu.
done it another way.
Another way. I'm just saying the explanation does not currently satisfy me.
But what will it take?
It doesn't
for an
satisfy
explanation
Joe
to
Rogan,
satisfy
so it
you?
doesn't satisfy.
What kind of proof? are
Joe
you
Rogan,
looking
it
for?
doesn't satisfy
that's the difference.
Randall Carlson.
Yeah.
Yeah, one guy.
No, but it's not just one guy.
It's a lot of
Semo's got-
No, thank God he doesn't have a mic.
Just you can say this. 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, one man measured the Earth's diameter and circumference by himself within 1%
True.
using a well. Using
Right.
2 wells.
Yep.
They were fucking smart. One man can use 2 wells and get the diameter of
You know that there's
No,
evidence
but
that they had that.
but the world's the same. We're all still
They
in
were
the
doing it
hands of the
before-
ultra smart.
They were doing it before 3,200 years ago. They were mapping the stars to the most precise fucking manner.
Brilliant.
But
We're an amazing species.
Exactly, dude.
No. 0.0000001% of us are incredible. And the same thing exists today. Like one person makes these great leaps and we all fucking jump on the back of them. Like most of us sit here
And
and
do
don't
nothing.
know how to fucking do anything.
I saw. There's an amazing thing on.
We're fucked in any era. You and I.
Oh no, we're fucked, dude. If the electricity goes, we're dead. You know?
There's an amazing thing on in London at the moment. This great space near King's Cross called the Light Room, and it's this unbelievable like 50-minute, kind of hour-long doco about going to the moon, about how we went to the moon. I saw it recently. It made me emotional watching. It was absolutely beautiful and absolutely amazing. And when you talk about there's only one, it took 500,000 people. They basically went in 1961. JFK gets up and he goes, over this 50,000 years of recorded human history, if we put that down into 50 years, nothing happened until like last year. And then we got lights a month ago, and and all these.
Well, we learnt to write
Does
at
it-
6 minutes to midnight.
Yeah, exactly. We've learned to whatever it is, right? And then
you
he
do it
sits
over
there
a
and he's
scale
got
of a
this.
year.
He's got this amazing speech, which was one of the most inspiring things that you can hear. And this I can't recommend it enough. You have to go and see. It's called Moonwalkers at the Light Room in London. If you're in there,
Yes,
it's worth going to see.
To our London listeners,
it's amazing. To your London listeners, you got to go. It blew me away.
It's narrated by Tom Hanks as well.
It's
Love it.
unbelievable. And he goes, we do these things. We choose to go to the moon before this decade is out. And we choose to do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. And it's the most amazing, inspiring thing. And then America got their ass into gear and they went, we're going to the moon.
And spent like 8% of GDP.
They took 500,000 people working on all the little bits together
all
to
super
get
young
together
people as well.
and then to get, and you know, they got to there in July 1969 and it was an amazing feat of engineering.
Well, mate, some people say
And
it was
what
like
people
one
did.
small step for man and one giant
leap for mankind.
Like,
But I heard something the other day. It's like,
But that in terms of it doesn't take one genie. It takes humans are possible pooling resources together and pulling each other together and being able to overcome all the other things. But the strength of our power combined gets us to do amazing things.
Absolutely.
Like go to the moon, like build the pyramids,
like getting the NRL to Vegas.
like getting the NRL
Like
to
the NRL
Vegas. No, like getting the NRL. But that was a moonshot.
That was a moonshot, dude.
like getting it back.
Like getting it
Getting
back,
it back.
dude. Like getting it back.
But I heard
That took one man,
That's it. Yeah,
I
that
heard
was
the
one
best thing the
great
other
man.
day.
one great man.
One close personal friend.
Best thing the other day about the moon landings, it was like if they were faked, Russia would have called
The Russians
America
would have
on
said
their
something.
bullshit
Of course they would.
immediately
Yes.
and gone, we've been tracking you, you didn't
Yeah,
do
you
this,
can't
you
do
didn't
it.
do this, you didn't do this, you didn't
Because
do
the
this, you
Russians
didn't
were
do this,
beating
you
the
didn't do
Americans.
this, you didn't do
The
this.
most of the
Like,
space race, the Russians
they
were
would have
beating
called
them.
him out
Is
immediately.
someone trying to go back there right now?
They're going to go
Elon-
back in 2024.
Well, Elon's going
No,
to go back.
They're going to the moon in 2024. It's called Project Artemis, and that was the
Who's doing it?
It's NASA, and a whole NASA's doing it, right? So the missions to the moon were the Apollo missions, right? And now these are going to be. No one's been to the moon since 1972. That was the last people on the moon.
There's nothing
I think
there.
it was Apollo 17.
Correct.
There's plenty there.
But I just
Well,
mean in
so
terms,
they're
I know-
going- they're going
but
to the
I'm-
moon
I'm
November
talking about-
2024.
I'm talking about in terms of the financial realities.
Exactly, of like going to-
doing
yeah,
stuff
exactly.
like that. So
What
like,
if we put like fucking a reality show on the moon and try and like make some money?
So what they're doing is they're going there and they're going at November 2024.
They won't
after
be there.
seeing
They
this thing,
won't be.
I
They
am-
won't be there in November 2024. I can promise you that right now.
No, that's what they're doing.
But NASA is notoriously
Tire kicky.
well, they have to be because it's government money. They can't redline like they used to back in the day, which is where Elon comes in and he just fucking redlines.
Do you
the
call
whole
him
thing.
Elon?
Elon?
Elon.
Elon Musk.
Elon.
So, for example, the rocket he
Dave's
builds, the fucking big fucking rocket, which carries huge payload, that's weight punters and dribblers into the low Earth orbit and beyond, $2 million a launch. NASA's big fucking rocket equivalent, $1 billion a launch, not reusable. Like they're just not on the same fucking path
No.
to success that Elon is.
Well,
So it's like- it's
a
almost
completely
like-
different model.
Modern media.
It's not the same. It's not. Well, no, but the model is.
No, but I mean in terms of like model of how to do it, not the model of rocket, right? But like
well, so like one, so
Elon Musk's thing that can fail. That has the
But
possibility.
also-
Whereas
but
like the NASA, they're
they
like
can't fail ever.
we have to do it right.
You have to
which
do
is
it, but the first time.
but they still fail.
But
Not
well,
really.
not really.
No.
They've failed a couple of times. Challenger
Back in
and
the day.
Columbus, big fuck ups, obviously.
Which is my
R.I.P.
point. That's what I'm
But Elon looks at it and goes, if you can't reuse rockets, which is the biggest fucking cost, then you're fucked long term. Which is why he's everything he does is reusable.
yeah, but the size of the rocket needed to go to the moon is so much bigger.
But
than
no,
one
but
sitting way
he's
into orbit.
but the rocket he's building, the fucking BFR, big fucking rocket, is bigger than Saturn V, which went to the moon.
Right. Okay, that's a huge rocket.
Good to have fucking Elon Jr. on the show, which I appreciate because you fucking
Dave hates the
hates
guy that is like exposing humanity to low Earth orbit and everything that comes from it, the riches that come from it.
Yeah.
He also hates the man that has created efficient driverless cars and battery technology. Hates that guy.
Yeah,
thinks
well, do
that
you know
guy
that too-
thinks that guy. Think about this. Think about how fucking like wayward the left have gone. They've gone, I hate someone
The
creating
richest man in the world?
No, but you hate
Wow, the left's gone off track. They hate the richest man in
You
the
hate
world.
a guy who's created reusability in battery technology.
Do you know how
That's what
much
you hate.
money Elon Musk has spent lobbying against creating better public transport in America because he wants to sell his cars? selling everyone an electric car will not fix climate change. It won't fix traffic. It won't fix the problems that are being caused. What will fix them is better.
Do you know why
public
people don't like
transport in
public
America.
transport? It's because they
Because
don't
it's
like
shit.
they don't like other people.
Well, maybe if people liked other people, this world would be a bit of a better place.
Yeah, well,
You know what
maybe
I mean?
if you liked Elon a little more, you fucking practice what you
I
preach,
don't
you dog.
He's also anti-Semitic.
I think
but,
there's always reason to be skeptical of anyone who is put up in any type of messianic
Too quick
kind
to
of
hate.
status,
Too
right?
quick to hate.
But you got to be.
I think you have to be careful of anyone who is seen as absolutely perfect in that, and anyone
Fair
like,
enough, but too quick to
absolutely,
hate.
absolutely.
And it's also
Especially when he's got runs on the board for fucking active assault on positivity, on like trying to do some good shit.
Yeah.
Dave, obviously.
and he's also hated by like most of his children and all his ex-wives.
Oh, wow. Well, fuck.
So what does that tell you?
He
about-
works
what
too
does that
hard.
tell you
David,
about-
He's too committed to saving fucking humanity.
I'll
mate.
say this, mate. Most people's ex-wives probably hate them.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
why
and
they're
you know what?
ex-wives.
And you know what? If you fucking don't hate your parents a little bit, then they've probably done something wrong.
Well, I'm sorry that I love my parents and they treated me well.
I love my parents too, but
Well,
they
there
don't
you go.
get under your skin when
There
they
you
tell
go.
you, Dave, stop smoking bongs in the house.
Yeah, but I've never divorced them.
Someone divorced his kids
One,
divorced.
one of his
this is-
kids divorced him. Wanted to
Right,
cut
so,
off
like,
all
do you know why?
association. Yeah, because Elon Musk hates trans people and one of his kids was trans.
Okay, right, so that's why.
That's pretty full on, mate.
Yeah, but like, Elon Musk hates trans people is a Dave Bloom headline that he's parroted probably from a tweet he saw once.
A tweet by Elon Musk, maybe.
That he hates trans people?
I can probably find a few examples here.
No, find the tweet where he says he hates trans people.
Pretty full on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
I don't.
Listen.
I'm going to go out and say it, Dave. I don't know enough about him or the inner workings or anything like that. But I do, like anything, a little bit of, as this past however long it's been, has a little bit of healthy skepticism
Of course.
can be good.
Across the board.
Across the board.
Across the board. I wanted to just bring something up quickly, and this is a personal thing, and by personal, a Hello Sport personal thing. I don't want to blame the entirety of Channel 9 here, because that'd be a huge bow to draw.
Yeah.
Also, Channel 9, raised me, in a sense. Friday night's a great night for football.
Friday
Jimmy
night is a great
Barnes,
night for football.
Ray Warren, close personal friend, member of the podcast family, you know what I mean? Like Joey, Gus Gould, Freddie Fitler. Cricket.
Everything.
Fucking Richie Beno.
Brian Henderson.
Tony Gregg, Brian Henderson. This is Brian Henderson. Good night. Channel
That's
9's
the way it is.
That's the way. Channel 9's done a lot for the nation, right?
Yeah.
But I tell you who they've fucked a couple of times. Your friends Tom and Eddie at Hello Sport.
Who are friends?
What is this referring to
So
exactly?
listen, Mike Dalton, I believe is his name. Dave, sorry, some more ice cubes, please. Mike Dalton of. If I'm being honest, no, this is reactionary. So I'm not going to hold.
This is a kid pissed
This
off.
is a kid upset. So I'm not gonna be held accountable for my words here. I refuse to be. Mike Dalton, a bit of a magoo, but he does these little like puff pieces at the end of bulletins.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here at the baked bean factory. Don't fart. Like
Thanks,
that's
Dave.
what I mean.
That's
like,
hard hitting.
Yeah, I'm here. You know what? You ever had Smarties before? You know where they
Yeah.
come from? What's a birdie beetle? I'm at the Easter show bags. Like he's a show bags.
He's a
guy,
show bag,
right?
yeah.
Mike,
What's new in show bags?
Get out to the show bags and run
Yeah.
us through the show
Yeah,
bags and do a nice nostalgia bit at the end on birdie beetle. Still
Yeah.
going. No one eats
Yeah,
them. They
yeah.
taste like shit. The chocolate's old.
Sure.
Mike Dalton. So we have
Well, no one's eating a fresh birdie beetle.
no one's had a fresh birdie beetle ever, except for someone maybe in the 1950s.
You could, if you were going to put a tinfoil hat on,
Gonna do it.
and I will, just
As is your right.
as is my right, just to fucking, go balls deep on birdie beetles. I think the fact they don't sell them in stores and they only sell them in fucking show bags is that they mass produce birdie beetles for some fucking reason, and now they're just trying to flog
Can
them.
I say
and these
why?
things are from like the 70s.
Can I say where they mass produced them? Again, tinfoil hat here.
This is huge.
End of the world. They think like world's going to end. We're going to have to live underground. We're going to need chocolate. Let's make
gonna
a
be the chocolate of choice.
fuckload of birdie beetles. Crash course in history. The world didn't end.
Yep.
We're still here, and they've gone. Jesus Christ!
Well,
I'm
they
sitting
made
on-
them at the same time as the YKTR, but no.
Y2K.
Y2K bug. They're like, dude, people are gonna like the computers are gonna stop working. We're gonna need birdie beetles.
Yeah.
Because
I've
what
never
else
seen one in the
explains
shop.
the fact?
No one's seen one in the wild.
I've never seen one in the wild.
No.
And then when you eat one, you go, "This thing's fucking
Tastes
old
like
as
shit.
Methuselah."
Yeah, it's
bro.
just like this is like cardboard.
yeah.
Like cardboard would be upset with this sort of cardboard. It's anyway.
Okay,
Back to Mike Dalton of Birdie Beetle fame. He does the puff piece at the end of the fucking news bulletin. One comes across our desk last night, and it's about. We have one of the great Australian bowlers of all time in the studio 2 weeks ago.
Bingaloo.
Brett Bingaloo, really close personal
Listen to
friend
the
now.
podcast.
Love Brett. He tells a story.
Close personal friend.
He tells a story and he literally goes, I actually don't know if I should tell this, which is a great preamble to any story.
Absolutely.
Because then you say, fucking tell it now, Binger. And he says, at the SCG, and after a test, you bang the bat on the ground, the cellar's
When the
underneath.
boys are thirsty.
When
Yeah.
the boys are thirsty, you bang the bat on the ground, then the cellar underneath, they bang the fucking something there, and you go, all right, we can come down there. There's like all these old wooden boards, like Bradman signed it, fucking everyone signed it from all of these historic moments. So Brett reveals that quite a nice, like a personal story he shares with us.
I think it's part of Australian history.
Yeah.
It's like a thread in the rich tapestry
But only,
of
and
Test
only
cricket.
X amount of people know of this.
And Brett decides to share it with us. We made Brett feel so comfortable,
Yeah.
guard down, walls down, friends sharing, that Brett shares it with us. Now, Mike Dalton of Birdie Beetle guy fame, of probably wears a bow tie to work fame, as like a gimmick, he then does a whole story on it for Channel 9 at the end, basically claims that he fucking found it out himself, then uses a clip from the fucking podcast with Brett sitting in that chair, Luke Bracey. Not a single bit of fucking shout out for the boys. And then just...
Is there anything can you write a letter?
This is the
Can you
letter.
get an apology?
This is the letter.
This is the letter.
This is the letter. It's a fucking...
Can we get an apology from Mike?
No, Mike won't apologize. And I don't even want an apology. It's not an apology thing. It's lazy fucking shit.
It's lazy journalism.
It's lazy journalism.
And that's
not the first
why-
time
and
this has
that's-
happened to
and
you
Mike-
guys.
no,
either.
No, well, they've Channel 9 done to us before.
There's a reason that Mike hasn't moved on from covering the
Birdie
fucking
Beetles.
Easter show and Birdie Beetles and why they taste like cardboard. There's a reason that he does puff pieces at the end of fucking
But
news
you know how
bulletins.
simple it is? You don't even have to say our name, which would have been nice. You could have the fucking image from the podcast that you've ripped from our Instagram. You couldn't even get the fucking horizontal version because you guys don't understand media. You've taken a reel and just smashed it into this weird frame.
So there's black bars on the
fucking...
side.
Oh, it's a mess.
It's a mess. It's a rugby league mess. And you could have just put via Hello Sport Podcast, just as a thing
Yeah.
down the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that hard. We're not asking to have our balls sucked.
Is
like,
that not like...
that's
some-
why we need to start a union.
Well, it's copyright.
Well, I should
That's what I'm
point out.
saying.
It is
like-
copyright.
No, but
Is
it's
this-
the news. You can do whatever you
Well,
want in the news.
I mean, I hate to come into bat for conservative journalists, but unlike Mike Dalton, I'm not a lazy journalist. On the write-up on the 9 News website, with the quote that they've got from Brett Lee, it does say Lee told the Hello Sport podcast.
On the write-up on the website?
write-up on the
When
website.
was that?
no one
hold on.
reads that.
When was that published?
It was published 10:34 p.m. last night.
Sweet. That's
No one
fine.
reads that.
All good. That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But your fucking nightly news bulletin,
Yeah.
which is probably more watched than your article that's read on fucking 9 Honey or whatever it is, like, hey,
9 Honey and the nightly news.
9 Honey's like reality show fucking shit.
But that and the nightly news.
Where's Hayden Panettiere now? You know what I mean? Like that sort of shit.
Miss her.
Miss her. Great reference from me, by the way.
Huge. Huge.
But just so
Hayden.
we're not upset.
No.
We're
listen,
just-
we're disappointed.
We're
though.
we're disappointed.
I think that's a disappointment thing, isn't it?
It
'Cause but
feels like an
but
old
it's
attack.
It's one of those things where, dear Mike Dalton, when we're not surprised.
But I'm not surprised. No, like, I to be honest, like, I'm not. If this was a one-off from Mike, I'd be upset.
But it's the second time.
It's the second time they've done it to us.
Nine has done it to you.
It's just not that hard. Like, the thing is, there are many times where we'll be like, mate, I heard this thing on fucking friend of the show, the Grade Cricketers podcast.
Yes, exactly.
Because that's what you do. You know, like, you're still repurposing someone's content, but the very least you can do is just be like,
Did Mike get an exclusive in the cellar?
Yeah, with some cellar woman.
No, but
No, but
respectfully.
apparently that's the tour you get if you just book a tour of their CG. Like,
Of
he didn't
course.
get an exclusive.
so
he
he's
just
booked-
went on the public
There's
tour.
like big signs out the front being like, book your tour today. Like, that's
so
what he
you
does.
can get in there, but no one had heard of the fucking yarn that you.
That the boys go down there for a drink after
Yeah.
the test match.
It's just disappointing. It's just not that. And listen, we are KO affiliated.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Shout out to him.
You're
Best
good friend-
in the
you're
business.
good friends at KO.
Well, our best friends.
Your best friends at KO.
Fucking. But like, is that the reason you don't do it? Because they fucked us. The last time they fucked us was when we had Watmo on, and he went.
Oh, yeah,
he went
yeah.
Burko on the Sea Eagles. Not our fault, but he did do it. And they put
Bread
up,
has
they-
been broken.
They would have, but they played like audio from the show and everything, and whoever the fucking reporter was then was like, oh, as heard on a podcast. Like, you actively have to avoid saying.
Yeah, your name. Now, I will say this, this is a quick little caveat here. I have a good mate called Mike Dalton, actually. Not
fuck.
that Mike Dalton.
Well, we're
I
not
just wanna
talking
say-
about Bracey's mate, unless it is you and
Shout out to
he's
Mike.
confused.
Shout out to you, Mike. Let's get a beer.
Well, if it's the Birdie Beater one,
No, it's not that Mike.
and we met him before actually
When?
when we were interviewing Rabs. He was fucking interviewing Rabs.
Oh, yeah.
What, he had got Rabs coming out the door here?
No, we interviewed Rabs at Channel 9, and then he
Rabs
was
goes
in
where
there.
he feels comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
you
Absolutely.
go where Rabs feels comfortable.
Rabs gets to do what Rabs wants.
Yeah.
he is. He is one of the great living Australians of all time.
Absolutely.
And when you carry that aura,
Yeah.
you do whatever the fuck you
Well,
want.
you have the gravitational mass, like you pull people into your orbit.
Well, he's Jupiter. Okay?
Yeah. Huge.
And we're like one of fucking Saturn's moons from a gravitational perspective.
Wait, so he's Jupiter, but we're Saturn.
Rabs is.
So he's
No. We're one of Saturn's moons, gravitational.
Are we getting dragged into Jupiter?
Well, I'm just saying, like, from a mass perspective,
Does that make
Smaller.
sense?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
small.
We should get a thermometer in this building. I'd love
It's
to know
warm
what
in
it
here.
is. It's not nothing.
It's not nothing, but the fans are they're working their way through it. And you know what it is? It's three old mates catching up, and one of us has been away for a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to put up with it.
No, I'm putting up with it. The
I'll
heat
tell you what we're going to
generator
do.
is
I'm just looking at these surfboards. We're going surfing.
Yeah, we're going to go surfing,
We're
dude.
gonna go
No,
surfing.
we're going. So.
We're
No,
going
dude, I'm
surfing.
coming. Don't be. Why would you ask me
We're
out?
going surfing.
Well, as in, like, does it count if you can't get up?
Brother,
Get him a board big enough.
get
Get
me a,
fine.
as you put in the message, which hurt, but it made sense, get me an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, we need to get him an aircraft carrier.
So
My dad's gonna.
we'll stick you on a boat.
We've got a
And I'm just
9.6
gonna stand
sitting
on
at
this
my
boat
place.
as it rolls in.
Dad's got a 9.6 sitting at his place that is a proper aircraft
Okay,
carrier.
get me the 9.6. Pete can lend me his 9.6. When was the last time Pete got up on that 9.6? Surely a while.
Literage? What's the literage on a 9.6?
I don't know. It's
1,000
an
litres?
old board. Don't think it's got the literage on it. But it's a lot.
Matho's got another one as well. We'll get Matho out there. The four of us, the four surfmen of the apocalypse. Like, we'll get out there and we'll
I'd
get
love
after
that.
it.
We're going to have to get out there. It's going to be beautiful. The surf's
Yeah.
actually pretty good
Well, I
down
was
the
supposed to go
mountain
out the other day, and
yesterday. You've been going regularly with Matho?
I've been like 3 or 4 times with him,
And noticing more
improvement.
comfortable out there?
Yeah,
Each
for
time?
sure. Well, but when we've gone out, I'm happy to, because I just know how it is. I'm happy to get smashed for like
Yeah.
45 minutes in exchange for 3 waves. Like, that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's surfing.
Like the other day, I got 3 waves, then got smashed literally for about half an hour. And I just look at the last time I got dragged into the beach, I just look at Matthew and I go, like, let's just pack it up. I gave him this look of like, I'm done here. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine for Mother Earth to have her way with me. That's cool. But I'm not out of puff. I just don't want to keep putting you through this.
And that's where I came to with Matheson, because when we went out and obviously yet to stand up on a wave, I'd prefer to look at it as though my first wave wasn't in the ocean that day.
It wasn't there.
It wasn't there.
It wasn't out there.
But Matho and I, he tried. Poor bastard tried. He pushed me onto a few. And it got to the point where I was like, one more go. And then it was like, he's not on a board and I don't want to be responsible for his untimely demise.
But we were supposed to go the other day, and I was like, "Oh, mate, how is it?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's pretty big." I go, "How big?" He's like, "Mate, like 5 foot probably." I'm like, "Too big." He goes, "We go to South Stain, but it's absolutely fucking
That'd be
pumping. There's like
rad.
50 people there." I'm like, "Nah, let's avoid that." He went out that day, got fucking pumped, and like his fin drove into his leg. He had like,
yeah, he came to our Christmas party. He's like, I just got 6 stitches. I'm like, see, this is the part of surfing.
That's bloody unlucky, mate.
This is the part of surfing I don't need in my life.
but
Like,
that
I
is-
don't need injuries.
I would say
which
this,
I already have.
But in terms of surfing, it's one of your great things where you're probably not going to get injured too bad because you're falling off into water. Like getting 6 stitches from a fin chop is pretty rare. Like it doesn't. I've never had 6 stitches from a fin chop.
Touch wood.
So there you go.
Knock on wood. You know, it's not. It's why I liked it over skateboarding, because when you fall off a skateboard, it was concrete and it hurt.
There's consequences.
And so the surfing bit of it, like, yeah, you're going to be really unlucky to get severely injured.
I almost broke both my hands trying to drop into a half pipe. Granted, I was in my early 20s.
In the Blue Mountains?
Blue Mountains. And
Blackheath, I believe.
Blackheath. I dropped in and I stuck it and then went all the way to the other side and then shot up the other side of the fucking half pipe. And then just came back down with both hands, bang on the coping. And I was like, And then I had to drive the rest of the way with like my fingers. Retired that day.
Yeah, there's more consequences on a skateboard than there is. And also, like, as what we keep saying, or I've been saying with Mush in front of the show when we've gone out, I'm like, it's not as big as you think.
No.
The surf.
Yeah. As in like when you get out there, it feels way bigger than it actually is.
When you're on
it's
like a
only
little
1 foot.
pissy pin dick wave, you're like, oh fuck, I'm riding giants here.
Yeah,
I'm Laird Hamilton.
Yeah,
mate.
I am Laird.
I'm fucking
I am Laird.
I'm Laird Hamilton.
I am Laird.
That should be our doco.
Yeah, I am Laird.
Couple of Laird Hamiltons.
And it's us in 1.5 foot going, just commit, dude. Just commit.
Real waterman.
Real. Do you know what I found was the biggest issue?
The Eddie cows of our time.
The bit I found the most like the hardest bit for me was like when trying to get up was it wasn't like my pop wasn't fucking good. None of it felt clean, but it was like
You didn't snap crackle.
no, but I really felt the drag of the water around me like pulling me down. Like I felt like I was spilling over the board. And then trying to like pull up, it was like a suction almost.
Yeah,
You
they're
look
not
like
the boards
shit.
to learn on.
I didn't look good.
The footage is
the
footage is revealed.
But it's going to be your next time on a proper big board that is going to be good size for you. It's going to be night and day.
Because if I'm not spilling over the side, then I'm just standing up.
It's going to be night and day.
All I have to do is like, do you know how to stand up? I do, then just stand up. As opposed to, do you know what I'm saying?
We're talking like a Nimitz class aircraft carrier. You know what I mean? That's what we're looking for.
That's what we're looking for with fins underneath it.
Like one of the biggest things we've ever floated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's got to be like,
It's gotta be the thing
huge
that
rail
got
that
the-
gets rolled into the ocean and shit. Like,
It's going to be the thing that got the blocks to the pyramids down the Nile.
well, exactly.
Need
Yeah,
that.
you have to launch the board into
Yeah.
the water as opposed to just like taking it in.
No,
That
it's going to be. We'll get you on wave. We'll get you standing up.
my problem is,
He needs to stand up, Luke.
Get him
Otherwise,
stand
it's going to fuck you up for life.
oh, dude, I'll get up.
He will stand up.
I'll stand up. I'm not
Because
I'm
you
not-
are dexterous.
In my defense, I went in there with a compromised shoulder and I was way too big for the board. Now, obviously, that
And
is
obviously, he was rattled when his mate, who he thinks he has it over, starts
Gets up
standing
straight away.
And then it
Is that
starts
first wave you got up?
no, but pretty
early.
much, pretty early.
And then that starts to play on a
Well,
fucking-
initially didn't play. It basically made me initially think like
Oh,
matter
that's
of
easy.
time stuff.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't happen. Did not happen. Now, it sounds like I'm an excuse machine.
No.
No,
Sounds
not
like
your
I'm
style.
fucking
It's understandable.
the factory of excuses.
It's not an easy skill to like start, right? And that's the thing with it. You can't. There's no constant in it in terms of getting better at it.
No wave's the same.
No wave's the same. No conditions are the same. There's no way to perfectly recreate that skill over and over again in terms of getting reps, right?
Unless you're in a fucking wave pool.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Cheating.
Cheating. No, I'm with you. I
different.
don't want my first wave to be in a wave pool.
no.
I'm a purist,
You
dude.
don't want
Cheating.
that.
I'm
You
a
don't want
purist.
that.
My friend
Are
is
you one
Ronnie
with mother or
Blakey.
not?
I'm a purist of the surfing.
You ride the wave mother gave you.
Vaughn and Ronnie I consider like fucking Christmas cards sort of
Well,
mates. I wouldn't have my first wave be on a fucking wave pool. They'd disown me.
We're gonna get you out there. It's gonna be great.
Friend of the show, Andrew Matheson, thinks that foamies are cheating as well. Just so.
Foamies are cheating.
No, well, that's bullshit. Like, how the fuck does a 6-year-old learn?
I learned on a foamy
Thank you.
as a 6-year-old.
As a male, as an adult.
As an adult male who's fucking got some of the broadest shoulders in the southern hemisphere and hips to match, that's not fair.
What's broader, your hips, your hips or your shoulders?
Shoulders by a pubic hair, but not by much. Like, I got childbearing hips. We know that. Like, if you wanted to, you know,
That'd fall out of you.
you know Arnold Schwarzenegger in Junior, where he bears children.
Yep.
I could do that.
That canal is wide enough.
Big
Yeah,
time.
they'd fall out of him
No,
when
they
the time
would.
was right.
If I sneezed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Triplets.
Anyway.
No, we're going to get you out there. We're going to get you on waves.
Do you
And if
surf
you- and
much
if-
overseas? Not in England, surely.
No, I actually went in a wave pool in. I went up and saw Freshie up in North Wales,
That's triggered a memory. Carry on.
and he lives near a place about 45 minutes away. There was this place in Snowdonia in like Wales.
Snowdonia doesn't sound like a real place. We like to contend that Wales maybe not even a real place.
Oh,
you been to
beautiful.
Wales?
It's beautiful. Yeah, a couple.
Are you
of times.
sure? I've never met a Welsh person who I know is Welsh.
Yeah, no, I know him.
You sure?
We're not convinced yet.
No, I know them. Take my word for it. It's good. It's a good spot. It's beautiful.
Wales is real.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. It's nice.
Jury's out. Anyway,
Really?
In what, waves in Wales?
There's a wave pool in Snowdonia, and so I.
Snowdonia.
that's what I'm saying.
That's where we
yeah.
know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
We know
does
it's
sound like
bullshit.
bullshit.
It's like Blomfontein.
While
Is
I'm on
real?
that, can you look this up, Dave? Was Melbourne supposed to
Be called
Batmania.
No, it was supposed to be called.
Batmania.
It was supposed to be called Batman.
No,
Batman.
I think it was Batmania. Like, you know how they named.
Because there was a
it or
guy called
something.
John Batman.
Yeah,
Batmania.
yeah.
John
that's
Batman,
why-
you mean like the back row for the Tigers?
Batman.
It was briefly named Batmania. Who was the guy who claimed to have found the city, which is why one of the electorates in Melbourne is still called Batman.
Batman.
Same shit.
Batman, like Spider-Man.
As in Batman no E?
No,
B-A-M-A-N.
yeah, spelled
Batman.
like,
B-A-T-M-A-N.
spelled like the dude.
Batmania. That would have been Melbourne. No cunt would have lived there.
You'd have to be like a sour cocksucker if you don't want to call yourself a Batman.
Yeah, but Batman wasn't a thing then.
But it is now.
I
So let's
know.
call it Batman instead of Batman. Am I wrong there? Am I wrong?
Well, it would be Batman if it's M-E-N.
But it's M-A-N.
No, M-A-N.
Yeah,
So it's Batman.
It's Batman.
Batman. But I think they pronounce it Batman.
Yeah, which is.
But it's not Batman because Mun is M-E-N.
No, but like there are lots of
man.
last names.
But you
that
can
are
say
M-A-N.
Batsman.
Gary
instead of
Oldman.
Batsman.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
It's Batman. We all know it.
Yeah.
It should be.
Now, how you find the British people? And I don't want you to go in on
I've
it
never been to
necessarily.
England.
Well, my mum was born in England.
Yep.
My mum.
And your mother's a beautiful woman.
One
I'm
of
talking
the
about.
all-time
I'm
greats.
talking about
One of the
living.
all-time
I'm
greats.
talking about living there.
I really enjoy them because, especially this summer's been fun. This summer over there with the Ashes was fun because they got into it a bit actually.
Oh, fuck yeah, they did.
And I remember just before the Ashes started, I was having a drink somewhere. I played some golf with Joe McComb and some
Shout out
boys.
to Joe McComb.
And
Also
we were
one of
out.
the
We were out in like
Funniest
we were out near,
human
like,
alive.
Yeah, great. And we were out there near Birmingham. We're outside Birmingham, and we were having a drink that night. And there were some English people around. There were some young fellas. And we were talking about the cricket coming up, and I'd had a few, and these young Englishmen are like, "Yeah, we think we're going to go all right. Actually, yeah, we think maybe we could win." And I was like, "That's the difference. We know we're going to
Yeah,
win."
yeah, yeah.
So I do appreciate that. And there is this kind of real, and it happened as well with the World Cup at the end of last year when they made the semis against France. And I was like, how exciting, guys. Like, you guys have made the semi. You're one win away from the World Cup final. We could go. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to win. I'm like,
Losers mentality.
loser mentality of that. They're like, yeah, we're not going to win. I'm like, they can feel that.
Yes.
Right? Like, they might be in Qatar, but they can feel that.
Of course they can.
You guys need to
The
just
psyche of the nation.
want it and believe it. It's so
You got-
different in terms of that
Do you think
mentality.
that? Do you,
You
think
gotta
that
want
plays
it.
into
You
us?
gotta
like,
want it.
Do you think that plays into us having won basically 2 times as many one-day World Cups as any other nation?
Absolutely.
No, not basically 3
So
times.
I was in.
Well, we're 6 and
6,
then they've won
and
12.
it is 2.
So I was
No,
in.
sorry, I mean like we've won 6 and the rest of the world's won like 14 or some shit.
Well, I like to think it more as like we've won 3 times more than the next best.
So I was.
I prefer that
I
too,
was in the States when the World Cup final was on, and there was a guy that I was hanging out with there, Aaron Highbell. G'day, Az. If you're listening, you're probably not.
Probably is.
He's an English bloke, good
Definitely
musician, and he used to play cricket. And we were sitting there, and we got into the final, and I was like, "We're going to win the World Cup." And Aaron goes, "Oh, really? Like in your period ago?" I'm like, "We are going to win. We're going to win. We are going to win the World
We
Cup.
win World Cup
Watch
finals.
us win this World Cup." And then we watched a bit of it that night, and then we woke up the next morning, and we were champions. And he's like, how did you know? I was like, this is just, you don't get it.
You don't get it.
Being English. You just don't get
Well,
it.
he's never been nursed at the bosom of the nation. That's the problem.
Well, England aren't good at anything.
Of success in that way. But we just, that's one of the main things, because this is of Holy Sports. So that was the main thing that I've kind of clicked onto in terms of the English. But they're the best examples. Like, they don't believe it. We know it. And they hope it.
Yeah, that's it. There's this optimism, like, oh, maybe.
I hope.
Maybe.
Be good. No, we're going to.
We're steeled.
We will be.
We're like forged in the fires of success.
Exactly. So that's the main difference. And then also just people around the British Isles and Ireland. I think there's like there's always an Irish person and a Scot and a Welsh person. We've all got a bit of a joke. There's always a bit of like, well, at least it's not bloody English, and there's like a little bit of a joke there, which I really enjoy.
They're like surrounded by countries that just think they're fucks. Like,
but then they also are like, we did take over the world, guys, so.
Yeah, cool,
matter.
dude. Well, like, let's stop looking at the past. You know what I mean? Like,
But no, I do really enjoy it over there. I think the people are funny. I think it's good.
You prefer to LA?
Much more.
LA's a shithole.
LA's one of the great shitholes on planet Earth.
Yeah.
It's
I don't love it.
It's like a cancer on the asshole of the Earth.
Well, it's Concreteville.
There are some beautiful parts to it, absolutely, but it's also
Yeah, but like Malibu, like.
But I was
keep up.
brought up on the northern beaches of Sydney, so like getting over there and like this is the beach.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say.
Very
Yeah.
necessary for me to have been there over the years, and sure, it was really nice to me in that way. But in terms of a place to spend my spare time, it's not.
Is London now your spot now, or like
Yeah, I love
England
it.
for a while? Like, is this where you're?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Is where you
And
put
is it
some
because
roots
it's
down?
close to America?
Well, it's the center of the
Without-
world. I can go
without being
anywhere.
there.
Like in terms of the northern hemisphere, like I have to be in the northern hemisphere, right? Because Australia's amazing. It's just too far away.
Yeah,
for what
I
I
got to
do.
piss. Kate, do you need to piss?
No, I'm good.
Just when I always want to guess the option.
Maybe after. It's
You're
just
right.
too far away. It's just here is the best place, but just for what I do, it's not feasible in this point in my career and like what I want to do. And also I really enjoy living in London and being close to the world that way. And culturally there's so much going on. And yeah, I'm really excited there. It's a really exciting place to live.
And are you nipping into like fucking the rest of Europe often? Surely.
Yeah, all the time. You catch, I mean, people have been to Europe, so but yeah, I really like it in that way. I've got really good mate in Berlin and people kind of in a bunch of different places, so I kind of pop over whenever I really want to, actually. So it's been great.
Well, that's the thing about Australia, right? Is it like it's fucking not close to much at all?
Well, I always say it's the best bit and the worst bit about it is that we're so isolated, right? So
well, it's coming to its own.
when you are here, you can't be anywhere else. So there is this great lesson in being present in that way and being in one place and not thinking of anything else and actually being here, which I think is really beautiful. Then the other time, that's a burden in terms of being able to access the world and access things that are interesting and different and we don't get as many people playing music here or as many great art shows or as many, just things like that. Yeah, it's the best bit and the worst bit is how far away it is.
Which is why I think we lean into our sport so much.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And why we lean into how great it is. And absolutely, it's the best bit. I mean, like my perfect life, I'd love to just, come here for summer.
Hell of a teleportation machine.
Oh, mate, when they
Do you know what I mean? Is that what you're talking about?
no, I'm good.
But are you referring to potentially wanting a teleportation machine where you could just go, you know what? I'll live in Australia and I'm overseas.
That'd be really handy. I think Qantas is going to do a flight. They do one to Perth from London, but they're going to do one to Sydney in a couple of years, I think.
Next 5 years, I think.
2025 or something like that. Project Sunrise or something it's called.
Well, I know they're bringing in Sydney to New York. I don't know about Sydney to London.
Yeah, no, Sydney to London is going to be one of the ones. Which would be huge. This would be amazing.
But like, you're gonna have to fucking cross your little fucking fingers and your little toes and beg for a point seat because I'm not sitting on a fucking
No, you want to be
20-hour flight.
Have you got your phone on you?
It's over there.
Do you know how like QR codes work? I know you're a big like fucking tech guy. Have you ever QR code at the back of the rosé?
Because I've never seen it before.
Right. Well, have you even read the poem on the back?
Yeah, I know the poem. It's
Okay,
great.
good. Well, let me just. I'll
What's
give
the
you
QR code?
So you can see the QR code, right? I'll just give you. I want you to do it yourself.
It's not that exciting.
Shut the fuck up, Dave.
Shut the fuck up, David.
Jesus Christ. Fucking February 1 couldn't come sooner.
You and me both, bro.
Yeah, that was nice and way to make it a little. Oh, yeah, this is great.
Such a class,
Hey,
right?
hey,
This is
hey.
great.
Let's talk class, baby.
What comes up?
I've watched this.
Well, of course, yeah. What's coming? Like people want to know.
Okay, so what comes up is the YouTube link to the Manneringa Seagulls 2008 season review, the DVD of it. It's amazing. I think Beaver narrates this, doesn't he?
Oh, dude, listen, I'm too busy jacking off. I'm not sure.
It is.
I've got some bad news.
Okay, hold
That's
on.
so good.
I've got some bad news.
Okay, like, is this bad news for everyone? What's
It's
the
bad news for the three of us.
Okay.
AFB has signed with the Sharks.
No way, dude. With the Sharks? Yeah. Can I say this? I hate that news. Disgusting news. It's awful news. Huge move from the Sharks, though. Like, that is...
That's the Sharks putting in premiership work.
That's a fucking massive signing. Like, if he'd left Manly, I'd be way more upset. We'd already lost him.
Yeah.
So, I'm not as upset.
No, but you and I had our hearts,
Yeah, we
our
campaigned. I
greedy
thought he
was
little
coming
piglet
back.
hearts on him coming home.
We campaigned. But can we just think about the Sharks forward? Toby Rudolph, AFB,
Hamlin
Ueli, Royce Hunt,
Britton Nakora.
Britton Nakora, Teague Wilton, fucking...
Pretty good.
That's and then
You
who are
got
their halves?
Brayley at hooker.
Who?
Brayley at hooker.
Brayley goes
Brayley at
well.
hooker, fucking Cam McInnes of not getting his teeth fixed fame. Like, then you've got Nico.
Dude, Dale Finucane.
Dale
Dale
Finucane.
Finucane.
Did you see fucking pipes today, dude?
Who?
Bloke putting up Finucane, like fucking training and just looking absolutely
On his
stoked.
gram.
He'd be 32?
Dale be getting on.
32, 33?
He'd be older than that, I reckon.
33, 30, maybe 330?
I reckon.
He's 32.
They didn't make the.
Is he only 32?
Yeah.
Cunt looks old as shit. I know I'm
He's
old
got an
now,
old face.
But don't you reckon,
He's
like...
got an old...
It's
No,
weird.
but he's seen war, Tom.
Yeah, no, but don't you reckon it
He's
feels
seen
like...
war, bro.
But I feel younger
Have you
than all
seen?
these
Have you
guys.
seen those photos of like young men that go to war and come back
Yeah.
just different people?
He's been
It's
to war.
like that, but on a lesser degree, obviously. But we haven't played first grade.
Look at him here.
Look at
He
that.
still looks old, though, but like, Jesus Christ. He's only 32.
We've seen Winters, mate.
I know, but I'm just...
How old did you think he was?
What are those bicep things that they wear?
What do you mean?
I think it's padding.
Yeah, the
So when they
padding's
do
on
like
the-
contact
I'll
work.
put this
biceps,
on
right.
just from blokes' Instagram.
That's a
That's a huge signing, dude. That's got to be one of the biggest signings of the last fucking...
Mate,
Recent memory.
He scored so many tries last year, AFB.
I like the Sharks.
So do I. Like, that's the thing.
I'm
I'm
happy
actually...
for him. I'm like, they're doing good work. Nico got fucked over
Tell you why I like
this
them.
year.
Nico.
Because you don't fear him.
But you know what? You will now, bro.
Well, I don't.
No, but just as a general, like...
No, we don't fear him because they have an awful record against Manly, and their fucking finals work of the last 2 or 3 years has been diabolical.
They're the inferior beach.
Oh, listen. If it's beach for beach, we got them fucking...
But AFB
That's a
is
huge
an absolute.
goal.
Is that 2024, 2025?
Nah, 2025, 4-year deal, though.
Okay, sweet.
Wow, dude.
He scored so many tries last year.
Wow.
Mate, the guy's an absolute fucking.
Where's that
favourite.
rosé? Sorry, Dave. This thing, I've just made this an icy nightmare in my fucking...
Oh
here.
no, looks good. I got a piss again.
That's hectic. That's a massive... Like, truthfully, like... And I'm here and I'm...
We
used to it.
wouldn't. We'd like one more big bopper, wouldn't we? We would have loved.
Dude, we
Adam.
need it.
We
But-
would have loved Adam.
But you know what? I actually have, we would have loved Aden, obviously. I actually have a lot of faith in Matt Lodge. Obviously,
I've got a
he's
lot of
been-
faith.
and he's been all over the shop.
That was
That
years
was
ago.
a long time ago. But that was a long time ago.
Kind of want it in your front row, don't you?
You don't mind it. You don't mind it. I mean, you don't want that.
No, you don't want that.
Channel it though.
Channeled?
Channel it.
Channeled?
Channel it in the right way.
Channeled?
Channel in the right way.
Channeled.
If
Absolutely.
you channel it, that's perfect. If
No, we
it
don't
is-
want. We don't want that.
If you leave it unchanneled, Luke, then you find yourself at Rikers Island, and we don't want that. Channel it. But I do. In the couple of games he played for, he did his ACL. He's big, he's thick, he can bend the line, and he's got an offload in it.
What do you want?
What more do you want? And he's on a fucking training trial, thank you very much. Mr. Not costing us much. Then you've got Mount Paseka, who obviously needs to realise he's a mountain.
He's on his way.
But sometimes, you know how there's like the sign of like intelligent animals, if you put like a crow in front of a mirror, it's like,
Yeah, it can
I
recognise
realise
itself.
it's just
we
me.
need to put him in front of a mirror.
If you put a mountain, Mount Paseka in front of a mirror, he's like, fuck, that's a big mountain. It's like,
Yeah.
no, dude,
No,
you're the mountain. You're the mountain.
You are the mountain.
You're him. So you be the mountain, dude. You're the... Holy fuck, this mountain's copying everything I do.
Can we get him a mirror?
We need Mount Paseka to realise he is Mount Paseka, and he's a good man.
Toff Sipley, big fan.
Toff Sipley shouldn't be outside of the side. Like, Toff Sipley should be in there.
Big fan of Toff.
Big fan of Toff. Huge fan of Toff.
I think we're looking good this year, mate.
We've got it. It's about
Every
listen,
year.
there's a couple of things. There's the Luke Brooks unknown.
No, he's gonna open up.
I like being positive about Luke Brooks, but I've also been negative about Luke Brooks.
No,
so
but
I
it's-
don't want to be facetious or insincere. I'm concerned, but I'm optimistic. I'm like, it's almost like a relationship. I'm not prepared to say we're like exclusive. I'm like, oh, like we're not seeing each other yet, but like, you know,
I like her.
maybe, yeah, like I'm interested, but I'm not. I'm not actually.
I just think he opens. I think he's been. The burden has been lifted now.
I think he'll do
comes to-
well. And the reason I think he'll do
I love a
well,
left-footed kick option.
It's nice.
I think he'll
know
do
what?
well at Manly because of Decio.
Exactly.
Sure. And listen, the only thing, and I've said this, I might be one of the most consistent human beings of all time, like just generally, right, across the board. I've said this from the start. So many people are like, he needs a dominant half. And what I've said is that Daly Cherry Evans is 400 years old and maybe might retire next year. So what happens when he goes? What happens then? Is it
Ches has
Brad-
got 1 or 2 years left, I'd say.
Agree, but is it? But are we trying to get Luke Brooks to be reared by Daly to where like he's now a different player once Daly leaves, or is it that I need Daly to be myself?
I still think you would need to replace Daly.
Exactly my point.
Because Daly is, again, getting on, had a fucking unbelievable this year.
He's only getting better.
Yeah, but the most I think we can possibly ask for is 3 years. That's the absolute most.
Daly would be 37, I think, maybe more. He might be 38 at 3 years. I think he's the same age as yours truly,
Yeah.
maybe older.
No, he's your age.
No, he's your age because Kieran Freund's my age and I'm underage.
Kieran-
So
Yeah,
am I
probably
30? I'm 38 in 3 years, which is
Kieran's
actually-
my age
Yeah.
and Cherry's your age.
Cherry's 34.
yeah. Okay,
There
my
we
age.
go.
So
But he turns 35 in
3
February.
years would be 1 year next
Well,
year
he's
is 35,
35
year
in-
after 36.
he's
Okay, so no,
35 in
3 years to
June.
be 37. You can play to 37.
Absolutely.
I'll take 3 years from Daly. 3 brave years.
What was the?
Do you know what I
What was
see?
the? What's,
Do you know what I
is,
see?
it four, is it 4 years with?
What do you say?
Full circle.
Sharks.
Give us some full...
Premiership in his first year.
Luke?
No. Daly.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Premiership in his last year.
What
Oh,
about...
you
what
reckon?
about... Okay, well, so what, next year?
Whenever he chooses.
Yeah, see, I see a premiership next year.
I see a premiership next year always, but that's going to be a beautiful full circle.
Have
isn't
you
it?
heard of famed rugby league journalist Dean Bulldog Ritchie?
I've heard of him.
He made a bold prediction in his off-season column.
What did he say?
Luke Brooks, Dally M next year.
I believe it.
Listen,
I absolutely believe it.
I don't believe much in this world, a la
As in-
creation of the pyramids. But
I believe
if
it's- I believe it's
Dean
possible. No, but is it-
Bulldog Ritchie makes a Dally M prediction that is in my favour.
As in
I
Dally
believe-
M or Dally M 60?
No, Dally M.
I can
As
see it
in-
happening.
As in plain and
As
simple.
in, I stand up there and Tony
the medal.
Squires has probably hosted the show.
As in-
and I'm biting it on the paper tomorrow.
as in old Miss Messenger puts the fucking
Yeah.
medal on you.
Yeah.
if she's still
With us?
with us. Because I'm thinking Joyce Churchill, not Dally's Misso. I think Dally's Misso might be.
Mate, Daly was 1908, so
I'm thinking if Miss Messenger's still here, she's
someone study her.
fucking doing well. She's
Daly
doing,
was- Daly
or
was-
she's not doing great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
A
full,
descendant of the messenger.
full and yeah, sure. But that's the messenger's not you historically the placer of the
No,
necklace.
no. That's.
But you knew what I meant when I said it.
Of course I fucking did, Eddie. I know what you meant before you
No,
said
I think it's absolutely. a distinct possibility.
The thing is, and the thing that we need, and the thing that we pray for, and the thing that we trust will be true, is that one of the greatest footballers ever to football, ever to hold a football, ever to be a footballer, Tom Trbojevic, is fit as a fiddle. That's what we want. That's what we hope for.
Yeah.
I've seen some preseason photos getting around, touch wood, that inspire a peninsula, to use a term, but I don't want to jump the gun. I'm not in a position now where I'll fucking speak out of turn or pretend like things might be the way they are without seeing them first. Like, I'm not going to put pressure on the kid. I'm going to let him football. I'm going to let him touch the football, feel the football, control the football.
Let him
the
cook?
Football, let him cook, to use a term of the young.
Yeah, I don't even know where it's come from. And this is the problem, right?
Let him cook.
Let him cook is a thing. I don't know if it's like in a song or it's from a movie.
No,
but
I think it's like a YouTube thing.
Yeah, but like let him cook. But I'm like, what was it about?
It was coined by rapper Lil B.
Of course,
Lil B, of course. Well, to quote Lil B, let him cook. Let's let the kid cook.
I don't want to like age
Because
myself,
if Jay Trbojevic doesn't win a comp, which he will, but if he wasn't to win a comp for the club that he loves, it would be the greatest disgrace in the history of modern sport.
He will. We're winning.
No, he
comps.
will, but you know,
You'd have to go back to ancient times to find a bigger disgrace.
Yeah.
A bigger misalignment of
greatness,
cosmic
to success.
energy.
Yeah. No, you would. Now, could I make like a little a shift sports? I was having a conversation with a couple of close friends last night, like close mates, who you guys know, Will Hickey, James Harvey. There was an article somewhere, I don't know where it was, but they were saying off the back of Nathan Lyon's 500th Test wicket, of which that umpire should be shot in the head for not giving out, and I mean that.
He means it.
Way to read a room, man.
Yeah. Hey, just give it, cunt. Hey, give it and let him review.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. Give us the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, this article, and I know I've gone in on friend of the show, Mike Dalton. I was told about this article. I don't know who the fuck wrote it. That he might be the last Test cricketer to reach 500 wickets. Test wickets. Because of
The lack
the
of Test
nature
cricket.
of the way that fucking cricket's going.
The last great
500 Test wicket taker.
half K man.
How many?
Well said.
How many are ahead of Gary? His number all time, not just
Can you
Australian,
get it,
like
Dave?
all
We'll
time.
just get it so we know.
I would say he's
Murali,
eighth. He'll be eighth.
Warren,
I'll say
Anderson,
Murali.
McGrath.
No,
I'll be
give me a go. Murali,
eighth.
Warren, fucking
Pidge.
No, not Pidge. Fucking
Anderson.
English. Anderson, Broad, Pidge,
Pidge.
Anil Kumble, and then I'll say Nathan Lacey.
I reckon he's
7.
eighth. I reckon he's eighth.
Ooh, so you were one off. So you pretty much had them all there. So
Is
Murali,
he eighth?
I'll go through it. Murali, Warren, Anderson, Kumble, Broad, McGrath, Courtney Walsh, then Lyon.
So he's eighth.
He's 8th. But you wouldn't have been able to name him.
And he's Gazza's 18 wickets off Courtney Walsh.
Oh,
Yeah. No, he'll get... Mate, he's... Pat Cummins, like... And again, great cricketer. They were talking about this where it was like he's probably bowling like as good as he ever bowled. Like it's something they were talking about with spin bowling. You actually... There's a lot of instances where you're at your absolute peak of your powers at the fucking end of your career, like in the late
you
stages.
know it's
you
guided.
know what you're doing. You have an understanding of the mental game. It's not like raw brawn, pace, power sort of shit. So like, he's
Well, it's
30,
the art of deception. Tom.
how old is he? 30,
guile,
36.
I think is the great
36?
word.
But they're like,
36.
he could guile. He could be playing for a few more years. Like, I don't think he gives a fuck. Like, he's not like, I'm about to get out
Well,
of
he
here.
said the other day, he
He
was
played
like, I've got
100
no
tests in a
plan.
row and then did his calf, which is a freak accident. You know,
He said he
anyone
had-
can do a calf muscle.
And we would have won the
It's
Ashes.
only soft tissue as well.
We would have won the Ashes if he was there. Of
course we would.
As in like 1-1.
We forgot to mention this on the podcast on Monday, and Bracey might not have heard this before. He's never bowled a line no ball. He's never stepped over the line and bowled a no ball.
What?
Yeah. Never.
Never. Ever.
That's amazing.
How many deliveries, Dave?
Oh, it was something like 20,000. I'll try to find it.
Come on, like
Yeah. Kid's elite. I watched as well his
that's
first...
professional.
Dude, I watched his first ball today on Instagram.
First ball wicket.
Tony Gregg fucking commentating. He's like, And it's like
Against Sri Lanka,
but
right?
the thing that was cool is that like not every Test cricketer's firstborn Test cricket is given the pomp, pageantry, and panache that a firstborn Test cricket, at least to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
No, normally they could be like, oh, I'm here coming up
for his first ball,
in
but
Test
Tony
cricket.
goes,
Congratulations. What a special moment for him and his family.
Tony's like, well, like fucking Test cricket, like you very rarely your first ball. Like he's sort of building it up to this whole thing. He then bowls this ball. I thought it was Sachin. I may be wrong.
No, it's Sri Lanka.
Oh, so maybe, was it
Sangakkara?
Sangakkara, maybe? This
It
catch
was
that
against Sri
Michael
Lanka.
Clark takes is an absolute fucking screamer. A Macca's classic,
could
not an ad.
Yeah.
Down like to his left
Left.
actually at the time. But you just like, it's cool to see, obviously, now you're like 500 Test wickets later.
We should have seen it.
But that's a nice narrative.
He'll beat McGrath unless he
easy.
fucking...
He'll shit McGrath. He's got 62, 61
But
to go.
he'll shit 600.
What does he get? Five wickets a match or 4 wickets a match?
Not every time. That's probably
well,
five balls are.
if he averages, I think if he
over the 2 innings.
if he plays for another 4 years and he gets 4 an innings or 4 a Test match, he'll
For a Test match.
He'll
Yeah,
get
he's
close to warning.
At the moment, so 500 wickets in 123 matches is averaging like a tiny bit over 4 per match.
Okay.
I don't think he'll get Warney there. I said
So-
it, but I
That's
do
a long
think
way
he'll
away,
get
isn't it?
fucking pretty close to.
So what's
he'll
he on?
knock off a fair
What's
few
he on?
people.
What's
501?
208 divided by 4?
So if he plays 10 Tests a year, so that's fucking
50 something.
52.
Yeah. So he's got to play 52 more Tests to get to Warney.
yeah. So
That's a lot of
3 and a bit years. No.
No. Wait a
No,
minute.
he's got to play.
How many Tests we play a year?
He's got to play
10?
5. He's got to play 5 and a bit years.
He's not playing 5 more years. Like, I know Anderson's still bowling at 40. He might. Like, listen, he might. And if he does, that's sick. But, like...
I'm still blown away that he's never bowled a front foot no ball.
Over 30,000 deliveries.
I mean, that is just professional as it comes. right?
I bowl a couple fucking...
like to throw 'em over.
I like to roll the arm over for the Thick Ropes County. Leg spin, granted, but spin nonetheless. I don't think I've ever been bowled no ball.
Well, for context, how many?
Well, let's be honest. I don't think
Sorry?
the umpires
Warney
at our Div 8 Thick Ropes Sunday morning are looking at no
Luke,
balls.
How dare you? They're definitely keeping an eye on it.
Is someone keeping an eye on no balls?
I don't think so.
Because isn't it self fucking umpired?
No, there's an umpire.
There's an umpire.
Oh, there is an
There's
umpire.
one umpire.
But-
Is Chicka still fucking captain coach?
Yeah, he is. Of course. The only thing Chicka's got to fix up is allowing Hamish to bowl when there's fucking when we need to conserve.
Is he elite runs?
When we need to conserve runs.
Is he
That's
elite
all.
runs?
Haim.
Yeah.
Bleep out his name because Haim will get upset at me. But yes, don't bleep it out. Yeah. We all leak runs.
Guy's
though.
expensive.
No, but the good thing about ropes is
Doesn't really matter.
we're there. to
Everyone's
rip.
hungover.
We're there to rip. We're there to have a good time. I can't wait to get back on the team. I was I've obviously not been able to play the majority of games that the ropes have played, but I will be forever thankful that I was there when we won our first match. That
Well,
was
Luke played one game for the Slippy Bucks and absolutely fucking destroyed it.
Because he's a footballer. Kid's a footballer.
That kid.
Yeah, Guru. Obviously, Guru wasn't looking at you play, but it would have been a kid. Could
We'll
be
get you back for the Bucks as well.
I'll come back for a couple of games with the Bucks.
Bucks haven't won a game all year.
No,
What?
one. We've won one.
Oh, they just won their first
1-1.
game.
We've won one game.
What? You just won your
No,
first
no, no.
game?
We'd already won one. I
When are we
forgot to
playing?
tell you.
When are you playing? Thursdays?
Thursdays.
I asked Eddie.
come
right?
on.
1 win, 2 draws.
I asked Eddie to like fill us in on the give us a Bucks update
1 win, 2 draws.
1 win, 2 draws.
and like multiple losses.
2
losses.
draws.
No, but
That's-
multiple losses.
Yeah, right.
All losses. It's been horrific this year.
Because-
we were in Div 1 last year, made the semis this year. I think it was just like it's one of those things where we've got a lot of new people in the side that don't know how to fucking defend in a channel, don't know how to fucking stay there and fucking rip tags.
Right.
We've got people following the ball around a little bit too much, a la under sixes fucking soccer.
Yeah.
And we've lost yards of pace. I think
course we've lost yards of
like
pace.
a year in your 30s is like
Dog years.
7 years
Or
in your
not dog
20s.
years.
So you've just got yards of pace just getting stripped
Yeah,
off you.
but therefore you've got to play smart.
Yes.
Therefore you got to because what's happening is we're losing a lot of pace, so you're trying to make up for it with your effort areas of like I'm going to chase this boy down. I'm going to chase, and that's where you ball chasing.
But I'm like, don't leave your channel because if you get fucking pulled out of your channel, then the space is open and they'll just come back in the inside.
I think what Luke's saying is you need a bit of guile.
A little bit of guile.
Heaps of goal.
I haven't
And panache.
I haven't You've mentioned before coming playing for the Bucks. I actually think I'd do my legacy a disservice.
I've asked you
what I
many
mean?
times.
My legacy.
I've
I
asked you
don't
many
know.
times. It's humbling as fuck.
Do you remember when we used to all?
But also, like,
in
it's
our
like-
early 20s, like just after school, it's like early teens, and we would like you just get like group text, like, oh, we're going to play touch here. There was a game you and I
We scored.
stoned as fuck, scored one of the most glorious
Great
rugby league tries.
It was off a kickoff.
It was like
we
a
kicked
kickoff,
off, and me and him got it, and we
flick
basically
pass, back-
passed it back and forth between each other about 18 times.
And we'd
scored a try.
attended the game together. We might have had a fucking grey haze, as
A
they
little
were
grey
called
hound.
in the day.
Slim and fast.
We were
old grey
we were
haze.
baked as fuck, and then just like after we scored this try, we both just like started pissing ourselves laughing. Being like, we might be the most talented touch footballers
Oh, it
that
was
have
brilliant.
ever walked on Stein
It
Park.
was brilliant, and it was
Well,
oh,
if that's your legacy, if that
That's
was
my
your
le-
curtain call,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be coming back
no.
because it ain't happening, bruh.
No way it's happening, dude. During COVID, I played a game of fucking Oztag for like our sanitizer team, Rescue Brand Sanny team. When I was Hock and Sanny.
Sure.
I played fucking maybe like 5 minutes in the middle, and I was like, this is the most fucking tiring. Touches,
You can't.
Touch is different to tag.
a fucking oath it is, dude. I'll miss every tag.
But
It's a
even
different kind of.
But even like the lateral fitness
Yeah.
and shit, it's just like something you can't prepare for unless you are disciplined enough to
Yeah.
get down to the oval and do lateral work.
Yeah, which means means you're a fucking
which means
loser.
you're a certain type of sicko.
That's like, hey, what's your TheraBand? Like, do you have a TheraBand?
well,
Yeah,
you've never had a
exactly.
girlfriend.
You're activating.
You've never had a
and-
girlfriend. You're one of the great masturbators of all time.
I don't know if you've
No,
never
I'm-
had a girlfriend. I actually think you've probably just got out of a long-term relationship that was your
You're trying
fault.
to, yeah, and you're trying to find something to fill that void.
You're filling a void, and
Both can
there's
be true.
nothing on the horizon.
Both can be true.
The one thing with the Oztags of the world, I kind of would want to do a little bit of work laterally. I'm just worried about knees.
So
and ankles.
this guy's asking for TheraBand work.
But
Yeah,
I'm just
idiot.
wondering if it's like, that's just a warm-up thing, I think.
No. But
Let's just-
we can warm up, right? Because
You got
like,
some nice quads. You got a bit of teardrop over those knees. You've always had them. Like I've always noticed you have some teardrop, but that sedentary teardrop is what I think you're looking for.
You mean
That
like that?
muscle right
Like that?
there, whatever that is.
like that.
Yeah, no, but sedentary. So fold them. No, fold them. Fold them. Look at his teardrop. Zoom in on the teardrop, Tobler.
I don't
If you
have-
have that capability.
No, it's there. It's especially on the right. Mate, like we get down there. I used to get down there 5 minutes before kickoff, and that was it. Now I'm
I'd be
down
a
there
half
about
an hour,
20,
man.
25.
I'm in half an
gotta be
hour
warming up.
at least now if I was going to go down and play
I've
some
never been
Oztag.
in more pain in my life than after a Thick Ropes County game where I had to get home, Evie freshly out of the womb, and I was so injured, I lay on the floor of our bedroom. I couldn't get up to bed. I lay on there for the entire night. And all I could do was like roll over or sometimes get onto all fours to like try and drink something. It was a fucking, and that was just playing cricket. Like Steph was like, dude, you need to get it together, right? You're
half
like,
of
you're,
half of the game is sitting on the fucking sideline.
Steph's like, dude, if you're going to keep playing cricket, like you need to find a way that where like you don't get injured from doing nothing.
Mate, we were playing. Have you ever heard of the box game? Where you're like,
I've never played this game.
so it's
on a
like
piece of paper where you
no. So like you get a box and you lean over, you got to pick it up with your mouth, and then you start taking.
Oh,
like,
you get it smaller and
you get it
smaller and smaller. Yeah,
but is it smaller and smaller?
that's
Is
really,
the
really
piece
fun.
the piece is
No,
smaller?
no. It's in like it's a whole box, but it's that high.
And then you've got to
so the height of the box changes.
is
Yeah.
what the thing.
So you've
So
got to
you've
get
gotta-
close
yeah.
to the ground.
It's very fun.
I saw the video that Lou sent through the
It's
other
We
day.
very
played the
funny.
other night. Shout out to Judge and Steph who got engaged.
Yeah, shout out. Good to,
We had a
good to
couple of
see you soon,
drinks and we were playing it the other night, and I was getting down low, but too low for this old stiff body.
Flow rider low.
You know how I'm stiff as fuck. I'm stiff as
Yeah.
a board, so to speak, in the old. And I was getting down so low and
the
committing
old.
so bad. And then I've just got Ella in the background. This is when you know you're old going, shouldn't do that. You're going to pull something.
Yeah, she's not. Whereas early 20s, been like, come on, Eddie, and
Go,
then now
Eddie.
she
Why
knows
you-
you. It's
why
like,
you-
While
don't
you're
do it.
doing that, I've now got like two abrasions on my feet.
What do you mean abrasions?
As in, like, because I'm like, my foot's dragging across the ground because of my technique. and this
You got to get
part,
into some weird techie for
like
it.
zoom in here, like from here to here
Pain.
has been numb for 3 days.
You got it. Like I saw the video, you got it, but you were pushing yourself.
No,
Yeah.
to the limits.
No, it takes. You got to want it.
that whole bit there,
You got to want it.
this whole bit is numb
Oof.
completely. Really? Yep.
I'm gonna have to go to the dunny.
Yeah, we got sponsored by some running shoes at one point.
You and I.
Yeah, they numb my feet whenever I run. Do you ever run with them?
Just start with A.
Yeah. Do you ever run with those?
No. Oh.
I do, like, but I mix it up as well. I also run with like
No.
Poms.
I ran with them when we did the run day. 10Ks.
But that's it?
That was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. But 10Ks, my toes go numb.
Too small.
Nah, they're not too small. They're 12s.
Yeah, but I'm rocking a big size in there. I'm rocking like an 11.5, and I'm usually a 10.
I'm usually an 11, so they are up for me.
Okay.
But my toes go numb. The
But you've
Hockers,
lost, try now when you've lost fucking a bit of weight.
mate, it's like I haven't run for fucking 12 kilos. Like the Hockers,
When was the last time you ran?
couple of weeks. Hockers are the best running shoe I've run in, without a doubt.
See, I got scared off the Hockers because running in Hockers coincided with like the most pain I've been in from a lat band. It's not.
You
lat
ran
band,
27 fucking kilometers
from an
dude.
ITB perspective,
But you ran 27 Ks.
just cursed me out, dude. Cursed me out big time.
The shoes are good.
No,
How far have you run before?
Have you run a marathon?
Never run a marathon.
Because
We knew that. That was a leading question.
But like, no, I really enjoy my running. Actually, I do it. I'm quite a regular runner. Actually.
How far are you running? You got a fucking Strava or what? What are we
No,
doing?
I kind of, you know me. I'm technology's. I'm a
You
bit of a
couldn't order-
luddite.
Well, you couldn't order a sandwich, but yeah.
I managed. I ordered the sandwich. Thank you very much.
You got
no,
that.
but
No,
I
you got
normally like will go on Google Maps and like draw it out and figure it out, and then I know how far it is, and then I see what time I leave, and then when I get back, I figure out how.
That is the most Luke Bracey approach to running.
That's only contact me by email.
That's it. Email me how you going.
yeah.
I go on Google Maps and I draw it out. That is...
It doesn't matter. And then I probably run like on average. I like 7Ks for some reason. That's a really nice.
Seven's a
number
nice
for
number.
me.
Seven's a
So I
nice
can
number.
do
It's a
it.
cute number.
I do it in your 35 to 40 minute range. You know, your 5-minute K kind of things, or 5 to 5:30 Ks.
Yep, sounds about right.
Sounds nice.
And I like that. And then, but I do actually
you wanna
enjoy
run a marathon?
probably going up to like 9 or 10. I'll do that every now and then.
Don't bait him into a marathon because you'll run like a fucking 3:30 and just embarrass us.
I don't care. I just, like, you're either a marathon man or not. Like, you've either got an MM after your name or you don't.
I think it's something. When you guys did it, it was really.
Shout out to
impressed.
Soapy who fell short.
I was so impressed by you guys doing it, like really, and Tobler as well for giving it a big old crack.
Go Tobler.
Proud of you guys, and it's really impressive. And I think it's something that in my life that I would maybe like to do once. Like I don't.
That is it. You
Like
don't
I'm
need to
not.
do more than
I'm
once.
not. The thing is, I'm
But
not.
it harks you. It takes you back to antiquity when
Exactly.
that fucker ran from somewhere to marathon.
And it's one of those things where I'm like,
to tell the
I could do it,
the
but
Greeks that
you
they'd
can-
won the
you
war and he
can't-
died.
You can only say that as much.
Friend
as
of
you
the
want.
show, Henry Wells, was like,
But you
I
have to be able
actually
to
want
do
to
it.
do one without training because that's how the guy did it.
I'm not.
No, but the
mad
guy
at
would have been
that.
fit because he was a
That's
runner.
what I was trying to say.
No, but he was a runner. So
But
that
he's like,
his
was he a
job.
runner or was he just like a guy who had an urgent moment?
No, but there were people there were people in war that
There
ran
were messengers.
Okay, good.
So he had fucking form.
Well, I'm going to have to... Henry?
that's complete bullshit.
Henry, now
He wasn't
you
a
know.
fat slob they rolled off the
Henry
couch and
last
said
night,
run.
I was trying to... I'm like, dude, they were just fitted generally. I didn't know the whole runner thing.
No, he
but I
would
was
have been a
like,
messenger for the army, right?
So you know, like before fucking like
what was his name? What was his name?
walkie-talkies?
The bloke that ran the marathon, the first one.
Philippides?
Philippides?
Phaeophides or Philippides.
Yeah, so like people would run messages between like
before
army groups
carrier
and
pigeons were a thing.
It's Mel Gibson and his mate in the movie Gallipoli. They're messengers between the trenches. That's why they got them, because they were really fast. That's the whole movie, right?
right.
even in World War I they would run
Exactly.
messengers. So not even that fucking long ago. Yeah. So if you're going back to fucking Greek wars, bro, there was guys that ran messengers.
So yeah,
and if they're sending someone to let the fucking people know that they've won the war, they're not sending some fat slob. They're sending one of their best.
Do we know Philippides' splits? What were his splits?
He ran a long bloody way.
It was mountainous.
Sorry?
The terrain's up and down.
Or commonly referred to as elevation.
Yes.
Elevation.
Are you going to run a marathon ever, Sebo? Okay, no.
For your people?
Fuck, dude.
Get to scratch.
For the Greeks.
Get to scratch for the Greeks. That's
I think I'd
modern
like
Greek
to do
story.
one, maybe.
Dude, it's actually fucked. You should do one.
Yeah.
And you'd be able to do it. Like, you could do it.
I feel like I could do it. Yeah.
You could definitely do it.
I could. Yeah. I mean,
but I tell you what, what's
7 to 9 kilometers for fun 3 times a week. So I could.
Yeah.
I tell you what's good about
I'm
it is that it puts
10,
into context the achievements of our mate Ned Brockman. Like
Yes.
when you've run 42,
Who
you
you
go,
meet on
100.
Friday?
I can't wait to.
When
meet
you
him.
run 42, you go 100 a day. That's fucking absurd.
He just, the other day, he just ran to Palmy and back.
That's so big.
He
started at 10:30 at night.
And he goes he said, he put on Instagram that he goes, I was actually disappointed. Like, I didn't feel the euphoria because I just could do it.
Because he could do it.
Because he was like, I didn't feel the euphoria of being completely fucking rooted.
Because he just shitted and he was.
Because he just did it. Do you know he does like his next goal is to do like fucking the world record of chin-ups, which is like 9,000.
Which
in
is
24
I think
hours.
it's like 10 an hour, 10 a minute.
Yeah.
Or maybe
chin up.
It's 8 or 9 a minute.
He started getting like he's just a dude who does hard shit, right? He started doing these chin ups and he's just fucking pounding out a certain amount every minute, and it's just insane.
5 or 6.
He's so
for like 4 hours.
strong and jacked and just fucking.
He's like V'd up right now.
He's V'd up with his feet up.
Chin-ups are a great exercise in terms of
pull-ups.
Sorry, pull-ups. Yeah, because chin-ups are that way, pull-ups are that way. In terms of once you the only way to get better at them is by doing them, and because it is all like how these muscles
work
fire.
together, yeah.
It's all getting them to fire, and then there's also you've got to have your core on extreme, like full core on to do them. But they're one of the great things where you can if you put in a bit of work at the start of it and do them consistently, that muscle firing you won't lose. You'll be able to get it back quicker.
Sure. I don't know.
And they're a really satisfying.
I may have told this
exercise.
story in the podcast before. Back when we were recording out of Diamantina Podcast Studios, Batuta Advocate Studios, when they were in fucking Cleveland Street.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
One day,
The
I
Ansett
think
days.
we were recording a podcast either with the grade cricketer or they were in there and we were going to be in there, whatever. But the key at the door wouldn't work sometimes. So we're out there with Pez and he goes and they're like, and I was like, dude, the windows open up there actually. Boost me up and I'll just fucking climb in. And they've boosted me up. Boosted me up and I've got to the bit and then I've gone to pull myself up and I couldn't do it. I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, guys, don't let go of me. I'm fucking not able. I'm fucked
that's
here.
great.
I'm fucked. Now, I don't remember how it went. And you may be able to, if you've heard the story before, you may remember because I don't remember. But I don't know whether they ended up like getting me up there or whether it had to be the like humbling experience of like lowering myself down.
Someone else
and we'll give someone else with some fucking lats. Give them an opportunity to do it.
Oh.
Anyway, I think we should wrap it up, boys.
Yeah, why not? Let's keep drinking somewhere.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
I love you guys.
Love
I
you,
miss
bro.
you guys, and it's so good to be back. And I love what you do with this thing. It really, for 2 times a week, being away, I get to hang out with my mates, and it's just
Love that.
you guys just get better and better, and I'm so glad to see it and hear it. And we're all, as dribblers worldwide, we're so thankful for you guys. So
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's very nice.
Beautiful words to end on.
Beautiful ways to end it. Well, what we'll do is we'll actually loop that. We'll play it 3 times before we say anything, and then we'll let it go. I think that's nice.
Love you, bro. Good to see you.
love you guys.
Love ya. Manly 13+.
Manly 13+.
Could you two just not talk anymore?